Alex, don't you
Hello
dare!
there, ladies and gentlemen.
God
Welcome
damn
back
it.
to Mehcast Reacts Hunter the Parenting. Complete with actual audio this time that doesn't consist of 30 seconds of Alex fiddling with OBS trying to get the damn thing to work.
I can't believe you cut out the part where I say more slurs.
Oh, that's just going to be a little Easter egg that I'll put out there.
But we,
So, yes.
we're doing this series since everyone wants to see us react to it, and we love this
Yes.
series. So,
And
fuck yes, let's fucking do it.
I finally got my new audio equipment set up. I was supposed to have all this on Wednesday, but FedEx decided not to deliver it.
And then this PC blue screened.
And I had to set it up yesterday night before I had a chance to turn everything on and try it out. So my PC blue screened while I was setting things up right before the stream was supposed to start. And I was already late because I had to cater a fucking baseball game. That's not a joke. There's no punchline. That's real. That happened.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, I know. Kinda.
Alright. Shall we start this one?
Yeah, might as well, I guess.
This was recorded in December of 2006. The first one.
I'll do it.
Windows XP.
Fucking awful.
Now that's old. Let's see what games he has. So he has, hang on, I'm gonna pause it. So he has like, yes, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, I think that's Deathmatch.
I see Blue Shift, I see Opposing Force.
Yeah, Opposing Force. Secret Hunters,
MS
Counter-Strike, Team Fortress Classic, Gary's Mod 9. Holy shit. Oh god, Gary's Mod 9 is ancient.
I believe there's Unreal Tournament. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's Unreal Tournament.
They went through a lot more effort to create this fake desktop than I did when I made a fake desktop.
That is some good details. VLC, it's your favorite program, Alex.
I love VLC Media Player. It is one of my all-time favorites. Old Steam, uTorrent before it was shit.
Did you see the panel they did at like some convention and they were told about the pirating? They're like, that's fucking awesome.
What the who was pirating? VLC pirates?
Yeah, so the context was that they're making new AI system where it would like
subtitle system. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
I love
it. That's fucking awesome. But yeah, I just thought that was so funny. There's something in the corner over here. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I need to go
some
check.
kind of demonic shit.
Here, actually, real quick, to make sure. Okay.
We're good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's continue.
That's a good voice.
I do have a new mic right now, so I'm going to have to
Gamers!
Stay a lot closer than I usually do.
No, not yet. Oh, let me know.
Oh, this is the pre-recorded video we're watching.
We're on. Gamers! You have entered into the
They do their intros like we do ours.
Right? What sound are you going to use? No! Awful! Dude,
That's the kind of shit we do.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what? Just play them all at the same time. I think that'll be good.
Slime. You.
That's welcome to us.
Badly there. What? You have to say it.
Welcome to us spamming the goddamn soundboard.
The Secret Hunters. Also, you sound a bit like you're a bit more like an angry old man. Okay.
What?
Is that a Pikmin?
Yes, it's a Pikmin.
Thank you, grandfather.
I am stuck in the basement.
Yes! Alright, now at the same time.
No, I'll just edit the intro together later. Actually, could you say it again without the popping?
No, just fix it in editing.
But I don't know.
Beware!
That's just you, Alex.
For the
That's just you.
It is.
Now,
It is.
every
It
code
really is.
in any game to find all gamerist knowledge and they
Gamerist.
will
We have to add that to our
never,
vocabulary.
Ever
Are you a
stop.
true gamerist?
Oh my ears. That's
Or
to
are you
say,
just game
we will
cyst?
never
Yeah, sis.
Fuck. Shit. We will
You'll
You'll
never
never
sis.
ever shit.
ever.
The
Because
toilet will
we
never see
are,
my butt.
We are the. Cut this part.
You just gotta hold
Yeah,
forever.
cut it. Ow. Anyway, that's the
Ah!
Okay, first game is it's.
Bulba Feast's Big Break, produced by Sewerware Interactive.
Oh, that's a
Bulba Feast's
classic.
Big Break is the... Marcus, don't touch that.
Okay.
Sounds
First
like
installment of the legendary Bim Bop Bulba Feast series.
Bebop Bulba
God,
This
Feast.
classic 90s collectathon is
it's
the story
iconic.
of
It's a PS2 game.
This
Can't be a 90s
this classic
collectathon.
90s collectathon.
Maybe it
course
was.
that's a
I think
PS2
it's.
port.
I think
Bim Bop...
it's a PS2 port.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It absolutely
Take
has
your
to
time,
be.
love.
First installment of the legendary Bim Bop Bulba Feast series. This classic collectathon is the story of stoutest Bim Bop Bulba Feast, the adorable halfling, journeying between various colourful realms.
The way he
exploring
pops.
the corrupt oligarchs that rule Bimbleton Valley in the name of revolutionary justice.
Oh shit! Is that what it's about?
I mean, yeah? That's what it's about, Marcus. Did you?
Yeah.
Wait.
My God.
Green
No,
Eye.
seriously, I've been busy.
Busy with what?
Well, I helped Door with your runabout.
I found the time to play it and I'm the only one in the house who does any chores.
Oh my god, my legs were shot with a
And the
gun!
one thing you've done all week before that was what?
Ah!
Well,
This reminds me of that
What
one
chores have you
time
done
I
in
was
the past
supposed to
few
do a
weeks?
Well,
movie
if you let me
podcast
count
and I
them
hadn't
up.
seen the
No,
movie, so I
please, go
watched
ahead.
it on 2x speed beforehand.
Why 2x speed?
Oh, because
Who
I
does-
because I watched the first half of it at regular speed, and then I had to get it done, and I had to watch an hour of movie in 30 minutes, so I just watched it at double speed.
Psychopathic
Yeah.
behavior.
I took out the trash.
Don't worry, it was
You
the
took
Little
the trash
Mermaid.
bag I had knit up on the counter out into the carport.
Which one? Which one?
The remake, motherfucker. What?
God, why?
would
That's
never-
not even.
I would
That's
never
not
disrespect
even
the
worth
original
watching
like
into
that.
X. It's not even worth watching into X. Why would you do that?
About
Okay, dude.
Handed Door tools sitting on the picnic table.
I made that super delicious elk stew with mashed potatoes and
And it
gravy.
took 3 hours. If I had done it, it would have taken 1 hour. Also, you started cooking the potatoes halfway through finishing the stew because you were glued to your
Yeah,
DS between each
sounds
step of
like
the recipe.
me.
Yeah,
Who
I
does
Telling
that?
somebody
sorry,
else how to
It's
cook.
not
sorry,
that
okay.
engaging.
I do not want you to be the only one doing things. I just look. My brain is like a morass.
I know.
Your,
I'm just
your
popping
brain
up
wants
with
more
ideas
ass.
and things I feel I need to do right now.
Yeah, I
and-
know. It's fine. You are.
I
you.
mean, I can start setting timers and alarms to remember things.
No, it's fine. I'm just drilling.
Oh, I know. I fucking.
No, for real, I understand.
I know
Welcome to
how
Hot
he
for College.
feels.
Sorry, I need to be netter. Netter.
I am also an issue. I have issues with that
I
too
need
of
to be
remembering
netter.
shit.
You said what? You're cutting this part, right?
Oh
yeah.
no, all of this is going up. We're live right now. In 2006.
You are very small.
This is a virtue, a benefit, and an advantage.
I agree enthusiastically.
Welcome to Justin TV.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, I read an old article on the game, so I know, like, the gameplay. Look, why don't we just jump right into it?
Yeah, sure thing. So I just go into the secrets?
Certainly, I'll just hype you up.
Okay, nice. Let's go into our first secret. Secret 1.
Secret number 1.
In Duplo's dig site, found at Manglin Mindy's mine, Duplo can give you 3 keys. The fire key, the ice key, and the lightning key. But did you also know there's a 4th key?
No, I.
My
didn't.
God.
Yeah, I know.
What's the 4th fucking key?
Marcus, this is call and response.
Sorry, when am I supposed to speak?
Well, here, you know what? Why don't you read this part?
This
Feel
is
free to add
why
your own
when I
creative
ran a
spin on the
podcast
information.
back in the day, it was just, you know,
The
bunch of guys on
fourth key
Google
can only
Hangouts
be
having-
found after completing the
having a conversation.
infamously difficult bonus level, Crusted Cruggus' Death Maze, which is way too hard. Look at this. It is just so badly designed. It is too hard. I'd rather have a gas leak 3 feet from my bed that kills me and my dog than play this level. I'd rather have my
Sounds like
dad
he's-
have an
it sounds like
aneurysm and
he's
go
seen
brain
the
dead
Angry Video
after
Game
run
Nerd,
this shitty maze.
but not like
Pass the mic, I'm taking over.
It's just my
not
character.
After
internalized.
completing the maze, which isn't that hard if you know how to play the game, your reward is the corn key, which unlocks the hidden
That's kind of
character
corny.
transformation.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that what it does?
Sure is. It's
Ba-dum-bum.
mind-blowing. Bulba Feasters the world over have actually made Tractor Percent playthroughs a vibrant niche in the community.
so.
What's
There's
tractor percent?
Hang on.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
asked.
I was
It's when
gonna
you get
say, this is a real thing. This stupid skit right here is a real thing in the speedrunning community. They will just come up with the weirdest fucking ways, like low percent runs, like completing the game with the least amount of
Complete
to
the
the
game
credits-
without touching the
yeah,
ground.
getting to the end with the least amount of completion, things like that. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get through a game, as much as it is that you got through the game while completing as little of it as possible. So there's a glitch in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess where you'll just clip through things as long as the pickup animation is still operating. So, you can leave your Wii on for like 100 hours and clip through certain area of the game and just wind up somewhere. I believe it's called the Rupee Percent Run. This is a real thing. It doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense. People are goddamn insane for even coming up with this. But then again, I've come up with some really wacky shit too, so I can't really judge.
Remember the guy who got to level 99 on Kingdom Hearts 1 on Destiny Islands?
Yes. It's still crazy,
Why?
but yes.
Why? Why would anyone want to do that? Someone did the same in fucking Kingdom Hearts 2 when playing as Roxas, I think. I'm like, why? It's fucking psychopathic. I respect it, but damn. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
the corn key as early as possible, complete the Death Maze, and play through the rest of the game.
It has a name. The Secret Hunters Audio Cast. The Secret Hunters Audio Cast Episode 1. Gamer Audio Cast. The Secret H, and that's where it gets off.
Get this. As a tractor.
Yeah, man, that sounds really. I can't lie, darling. That kind of sucks.
It doesn't suck, Marcus! You suck! Banshee! There's tons of cool secrets and bimbops.
Wait, he says sorry, darling, and he just fucking snaps.
I kind of want to play
If you
this
get-
stupid game now.
Yeah, me too, not gonna lie.
80 potatoes. Slungus the Sluicerer unlocks a secret area in Bubbling Gum's Cove. Do you know anyone who knows that?
You?
I thought not.
See, this kind of makes me think that this is Banjo-Kazooie,
okay,
but
can you
you're
do
playing as
anything
a
there?
bald guy.
Where?
Or Croc.
In the bubbling gum cave.
You're probably right.
Discover
That's the
based
funny
on the
part.
hidden golden turnip unlockable.
Why is that one over words?
Oh, that's.
Golden turnip!
Is that? You get to like collect it, right?
No. This section wasn't finished before the game released, but it's really cool that there's something there.
I guess. Is there anything else? Maybe something more exciting?
Marcus, if the golden turnip can't get you excited, you are truly lost.
Right, so.
Or unless... Well, there is one other really cool secret in the game.
Oh yeah?
If you enter into Bimbop's farmhouse after defeating Super
Oh
Slungus,
god, it
the
blinked.
Sleuser is third floor.
But why?
You
Oh,
get
and the
access to
screen's
Super
changed a
Slungus's
little.
FBI case file.
You see how it's darker now?
Hell yeah, now we're talking.
Oh god.
Crimes! This is the dark and gritty secret we're looking for.
Marcus,
Will we
I-
find pictures of real bodies in those case files? This game was the game
Will
designer's
we
sick
find
admission to their
X-rated
underground
material in
crime,
this T
a
for
glimpse
teen
into the
rated
true world
game?
and its horrid nature.
No?
Maybe he's got a dead wife who he killed.
Marcus?
Ah,
No.
Theory 2. Maybe it's all a dream and they're in purgatory.
In my dreams, it's still the same.
Precious child.
Yep, this is
Dear God.
2006, alright?
The case files unlock is a model viewer.
A what?
Slungus has the files on everyone, and in-game it's their models. A model viewer.
Oh. So, know the secret?
Well, there is one. If you press the D-pad in a certain order, up, up, down, down,
Left, right?
Yes.
Left,
you
right.
unlock the secret texture
Aw.
viewer.
Oh, so you can view
Yeah,
all of the...
you can see all the different textures.
Textures
Dirt
in the-
texture 1, dirt texture 2, grass.
I believe that somebody would do something like that
Okay.
as an Easter egg.
More games should
Yeah.
do that, including the disgusting face
The
textures.
thing is, I think we need another spin on this. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's good. Keep
Have
the
you ever
energy.
seen, like, the
just
folded out
making a note,
textures
edit
from the
me, and,
original
like, I'm gonna go
MGS?
super, like, it's badass.
Wait, one more time?
The folded out face textures for MGS and stuff like that?
I was thinking of G-Man's face
Oh yeah,
texture.
G-Man's face textures are really fucking weird.
Also, the burning body textured in Half-Life and Gary's mod is based off a real burning corpse.
Yeah, well, that was, I believe it was from like a book of royalty-free images.
Yes, it is. You are right. I think it was part of like a
excuse me.
royalty-free medical book with like images of stuff, including that body.
Yeah.
I don't remember the full context of it. It was something like that. Puts on costume.
Mortals, I am the gamer genie.
Oh my god!
I see you are dumbstruck by my power. I have made you play this shitty
That sounds like a
game.
typical mid-2000s
None may
AVGN
command the
knockoff.
gamer.
It really does.
You must quest.
You must quest!
Gamer genie will now go on a tangent about
God, that icon
cereal
on the right,
always
third from the top,
better.
reminds... I know that icon, I just don't remember what it is.
Alex, soggy cereal, yes or no?
I mean, that... Oatmeal, yes. Cornflakes, no.
Well, I can't answer because I don't eat cereal. I don't like milk either, so...
Alright, Edward Elric.
Ooh,
How dare you!
please exercise the
You're not
genie.
that short, are
Please
you?
stop calling Bimbob shit and let's just play Gmod or something. I am about to
Hey,
die.
I'm not shitting on it for real. I'm
Playing up my nitpicks for comedy.
To be fair, calling it shitty over and over again isn't a nitpick.
I'm
Is it or is it not?
No, nitpick is typically a small but valid criticism. That's what people define it as.
Yeah. I was curious on what you have to say.
acting, darling, acting.
I do not understand why you would beset me with genie.
Alright, I get you. So, this character is called the Gamer Genie, right?
Marcus, that's
wait,
not...
Wait, hold up. So, he's like magic and grand squishies, but he makes you play shitty games.
That's just a nerd.
It's the game. Ah,
No,
come on,
hold on, here's another
mate.
character.
More pain?
Hey! Hey, come in! Hey, let me introduce. Here he comes! The Distressed Remembrancer!
Boy! Language?
You taught me to.
Remembrancer, what do you think of this game?
The
Yeah.
boy.
I'm ready to play the video game now.
That's not... Too far in, mate.
Oh gosh.
Can you put your rage into words?
Okay. As a servant of the game, Genie, I rate this game 4 boosters. Out of 6.
Oh my god.
Marcus, he's not gonna shoot, right?
Opening fire! Holy shit!
Those were the blanks, Marcus!
Oh, fuck!
But you told me to make it
Oh
real!
god, my floor! Just below is so deep.
You.
I'm just gonna recreate.
Some cut piece of globule dates back to the Iron Age.
Yeah, I was going to
Now
say,
there's a bullet hole in it.
we're recreating that
No way!
The,
I'm not catching heat for this!
shopkeep librarian scene from Symphony of the Night, where Alucard just jumps up through the fucking, or no, when Richter jumps up through the bottom and punches the librarian in the butt.
This was such a silly fucking episode. Saw Kevin McLeod as part of the music. That's an
Yeah.
old name.
McLeod's
my
been
fucking-
doing shit for a long goddamn time.
Yeah. There was a movie that used his free domain music exclusively.
I remember. There's been a few of them actually.
There was
Music
one
by
big
Kevin
movie that
MacLeod.
did
Well,
it,
you
but I
didn't
don't.
pay him to do that. You just used them and credited him.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna be the first ones to do it. I mean, they didn't have to pay him. That's kind of the point. Ah, shit! I just exited the video. My bad. I was gonna make a point. I don't. Oh yeah, this is the best gay relationship I have ever seen in any series.
Yeah, these guys.
It is so fucking well written.
Yeah, these guys are great.
It's like, why can't there be more series that can do it right?
Oh,
Why
because-
is it usually always
Oh,
bad?
Ben, I have an answer for you. It's because if they did it like if everybody did it like this, it wouldn't be in your face.
God, it's so true. You know,
Apparently
someone
you
made
don't
a
get
funny
credit for it if it's not in your
comparison. That
face.
reminds me. Someone made a funny comparison with, you know, the relationship in Naruto everyone hated. What's her name? The pink girl with oh, what's his
Sasuke?
name? Sasuke. Yes. Someone made the comparison that it's the exact same as Yang versus Blake and Blake. Ugh, and they're fucking right, and that's horrifying. It has
Yeah,
like all
sounds
the
about right.
same. It has all the same issues. I'm not gonna talk about it here, but the thread was super interesting because it made like actual direct comparisons between both of them. So fascinating. Anyways, let's watch the longest video of the night. Fascinating. I missed it when Ruby was good.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe if you guys want us to react to that series, let us know in the comments below.
I used to like Ruby.
Same.
Someone's got $100 in a costume contest for threatening a girl who was dressed like Yang. Okay, so that's a comedic misrepresentation of what actually happened. So I was dressed like Solid Snake, and I did that thing Snake does where he holds somebody up. And I did it to the girl who was judging the costume contest, and she was dressed like Yang. And you know, she got a kick out of it.
It's fucking great. It's just out of context. That sounds all kinds of fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Just so fucking hilarious.
I've become a master of describing my own life in ways that sound really horrible for comedic effect.
I'm fucking dying. Oh my god. Okay.
Family, I am returned.
Ah, Sir D.
Have you forgiven
Welcome
us
home.
for shooting you through
Status
the
report.
ceiling
Oh, mate.
while we were
I just
doing
got
a
some scones
podcast?
out of the oven here.
Love
I
scones.
still can't believe Big D ran so fast after that happened. Little kid's like, I ain't taking the fall for this.
Ooh, bread.
I was just about to get mopping while they sit.
Scones are not bread,
As for
they're
the
more
others,
cake.
Door's out in the thicket testing those big guns. Marcus is in
Blueberry
an
scones are
Everclear
amazing.
coma, and Boy is upstairs.
Preparing for a hunt or passed out in stupor. Clear examples of my powerful tutorship.
Marcus is sleeping on the floor and, you know, reflexively punches me when I try to lift him up.
That's my
Ah!
son.
Or he'll put me in a sleeper hold.
so protective.
One time he sleep power bombed me.
I love him.
Living with you lot is like if wrestling was real.
Imagine sleeping
Wrestling
with
is
your
real.
lover and he fucking power bombs you in your sleep.
Dude, I have to imagine something like that. I've done that shit to myself where I've like, because I
How do you power bomb
jujitsu.
yourself?
No. So I do jujitsu in real life, right? And like,
Yes.
I've been dreaming about it, and like rolled and bumped my head on the wall, and woken up because I was rolling like I was trying to get out of a hold, you know. And I'm doing that in
You're gonna
bed.
wake up. You're gonna wake up one day with your foot in the fucking wall because you super kicked the wall in your sleep.
I would hope not, but that's not an impossibility. So,
I'm gonna visit you. I may visit you next year. I'm gonna walk into your room and you're gonna be asleep. I'm just gonna walk by and all of a sudden I'm going to get a big old fucking super kicked in the face. You're just gonna fall limp on the ground after.
it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how you've fixated on that because that's not even my signature kick, but
It's your signature. You teach kids the super kick.
oh yes. Well, that
As you called them, the army of Benoits.
the army of Benoits. No, the army of Shawn Michaels. Get it right.
Fucking know anymore. This got real silly. Let's continue.
Yes, we're getting a little too silly on this video.
It is definitely not real.
It's dead.
Don't look into it. I have something to
Wrestling.
Is that
If you-
Please tell me that's a reference to the Undertaker comic where the wrestlers are demons.
Either that or wrestling is, if you want fake, let's watch boxing. Wrestling is real.
For anyone who wants to contact the Undertaker comic, in the Undertaker comic, the Undertaker's in WWE to hunt down demons that are pretending to be wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Marky the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, it's
That
the
is-
blender!
What the fuck is that?
Oh,
What
goodness
kind of?
gracious,
Why does it
thank
have
you.
testicles?
You're welcome.
It's the blender he got from the
It's the blender
from
he
the
got from the
fucking
break room. That thing
yeah.
doesn't
What's
have,
not
that thing doesn't
not
have
the break room? It's
blades.
from what's his name? What was his name? Shadow Man.
I thought this was the blender that they sold him from the break room.
No, he got it from the Shadow Man guy because
Oh,
he
from
was
the Blue
holding
Man?
it. He woke up. He had the Blue Man. That's it. He had a whole monologue wondering where the fuck he got it. It's like that thing was a dream, right? But no, it wasn't.
I
Clearly,
thought this was the break room blender. But yeah.
no.
Oh, okay. But why does so that's an
Do you not remember?
That's an eye with testicles.
You're not gonna let that go, huh?
I
It's a
can't.
special blender
I
from
can't.
another.
That is like the least effective blender blade I've ever goddamn seen too.
Hey, you don't know how it moves.
True.
It also has these weird curves. Look, it curves weirdly. Like I don't know what the word is.
God, I would not relish.
Like a lava lamp.
Yeah.
Or-
And it's
yeah,
got,
yeah.
why doesn't it have a
No, it's like
vent
a
on
shape from
top?
it's like a shape from Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Or maybe like this is a blender I'd expect to see in the TARDIS, you know?
Yeah, that's a great example.
And the
We're
doctor.
getting too fixated on this.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, this one looks
Why does
complex.
Why does it have
This must have been a
15
fortune. Where'd you
buttons?
steal it?
Where'd you steal it?
Oh, I bought it
That's a first.
at the 99p store.
Are you fucking
what?
kidding me, mate?
Yep.
But it doesn't.
Ow.
His
Why?
ears go back.
P.
They don't call me the Duke of Discounts for nothing.
You told me they called you that in prison.
Yes.
Yes.
And many cigarettes had to be skulls broken into my for hours.
Broken
Christ.
breaking
Were
skulls
they
into
at
his
least-
ass for hours.
Bad people?
Well, they were in prison, so I would
Right,
assume
won't pry
so.
anymore. But this blender.
What do you mean most of them? How many were
How many
innocent?
innocent people were in prison with you, Big D? How many?
Wow! Wow! What do all these buttons do? There are like 15 of them.
Wow.
They don't have any markers on them. They're all just
Wow.
blank.
I am sure they blend things.
I would assume that
Wait,
that's all
why are
just...
all the blades shaped like a biblically accurate ophonym?
Oh,
No
yeah,
clue.
that's a good
But
question.
it sure gives new meaning to the term.
He means
cutting edge.
ball
The
sack.
entire blender looks kind of low resolution. Okay,
What?
Sorry, that makes no sense. I mean, it's an object, but it just looking at it, it looks kind of blurry and undefined somehow.
Please
Oh,
stop
no, it's
complaining about the
clearly
blender. I left it to a
well-defined.
nightmare pit to procure.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't mean to complain. I just think it's
Yes.
Nightmare Pet. Can
the
you
99p
elaborate on
shop.
that?
Yes.
I suppose you
Big D has
get what
all
you
of
pay
the
for.
Yes. The
has all of the
fucking-
tact and ability to explain.
Comments off all day breakfast tin.
The fruits of humanity, son-in-law! A multiverse of purees, now in the palm of your hand! I cannot wait to see what glorious omelet you might cook in this.
Why did I say
Can't
the?
wait.
I was
We'll
trying
get to
to
blending
do,
when we,
like, a-
you know, get
in
back
a-
from the
an
chapter
octa-
house.
octagonal
Oh,
post
speaking of,
voice,
speaking of,
and I just came out
doors
Optimus
restored the
Prime.
wall, filled the trap hole, lined the field.
Ever the troubleshooter, that door!
The way things are going, everything.
I will say I do love this kind of new style they're going with for these audio stuff. It's like a point. It's like a point and click with like, oh, what's a game I know that's done this style? Now I can't
Not
remember.
exactly. It's not what I wouldn't say it's like strong bad. Maybe it's a bit. It's probably a bit more. God damn it! Probably a bit more. What's another game?
Oh, Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog did this kind of style.
But Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog isn't the originator of that style. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
probably a
not.
bit
That's
more
what
Ace
drives me
Attorney.
crazy.
Ace Attorney. 'Cause
Yes, it was
that's-
Ace Attorney.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
It was Ace Attorney. That's what it was.
Even Ace
Oh,
Attorney didn't
Professor
originate.
Layton has also
Layton,
done
yeah,
that.
Layton
Yeah.
did that too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of because I played the Professor Layton Phoenix Wright crossover.
Yeah.
Great fucking game, by the way. All right, let's continue.
Yeah.
Time for the chapter
Yeah.
house trip.
Hell of a
Can't wait to
promoting
leave
that.
our HQ for a
Great
bit,
game,
even
guys.
if it's for Yarmouth.
That game wouldn't even got a localization if it weren't for a fucking Facebook vote. I just want to point that out. Remember that? That was decided by a fucking Facebook poll.
Well, you know.
At least we got it.
Capcom and good decisions.
Get back in the field.
More the opposite. Being chased through my house by a bloodthirsty beast has had me a bit on edge. Just being here.
Wow, I wonder why.
Kind of uncontrollably
Yeah,
anxiety-inducing.
that's called post-traumatic stress disorder. It goes away eventually.
Yes.
Not
I
I
entirely.
don't think that's how it works.
Acclimated to the lifestyle.
Is it possible to acclimate to almost being killed in your own home?
It's a
I mean, I
gradual
eventually
process.
wound up. I
I do-
eventually managed to get
I-
over the constant
I-
flashbacks to teeth breaking that
I just
I had for
I
years.
just-
But you know,
I just had to point out, I do like how Big D took a second to find the right word and the right answer to it.
yeah.
I do like how he genuinely does give a shit.
Disconcerting.
Hold no worry. You'll find that sleeping in the blood of your enemies is fantastic for your mental health.
There it is. There's Big
So
D.
it's actually had me tossing and turning quite a bit.
The life of a hunter has little comfort to offer, I fear. But I give you my word. So long as we are under this roof,
can
Oh
take a
yeah,
lot
they
of
showed the
comfort.
music thing. That's
my
cool.
power to
I can take a
protect
lot
you.
of comfort in a desert eagle,
That's
Yeah.
assuring, City. Thank you. Since the bobbies didn't do any cleaning.
Again, I know I mentioned this in like the first time I watched this, but I love how Big D has a lot more depth than what's first shown. Like if like a lot of time he's like goofy,
Yeah.
absolutely fucking insane, but there's more depth to it, which we did see last time during the greatest arc of all time, the Blender arc.
Yeah, they very easily could have just made him into a caricature, but this is the kind of thing where
Yeah.
like this is This is the goofy character who's still got, like, he's chaotic, but he's not fucking insane.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is like Deadpool when he's written well. Or Harley
I
Quinn
remember
back when
that
she used to be written well.
I remember him finding out about his wife, his wife and daughter potentially being dead in the pit. Remember that comic with Captain America and Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of his best all-time runs. The run before Secret Wars is his best, I'll say.
Maybe you could help me rinse those stains out?
Pressure washer time!
I was thinking mop?
This is
No,
wicked
pressure
vitae
washer.
we're talking about. And the pressure washer's already loaded with holy water. Let's head for the woodshed.
Why is it in the woodshed?
To hide it from the cops.
Why?
I won't have the Norfolk police adulterate my Sophian holy water with their post-Nicene grease.
My mind is limited in what it can figure.
Did you...
Actually,
Is it
speaking of
just
bobbies,
because you stole
before
the
he collapsed
pressure
on the
washer?
carpet,
You know what? That's probably why.
Marcus mentioned
I bet
something.
that's why,
Do you have contacts within the local police force or something?
Oh, he met with the Chapman guy, did he?
Yeah.
I guess. He met an officer who claimed to be working with you. Same who was at the well station. Another hunter, it seemed.
Yes, he's the officer who interrogated us. He's also a new friend of mine.
Okay, you notice how the background is moving to like different areas
that's
of
really
the map?
neat.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
it looks
very
like
cool.
It kind of looks like it was animated in Gary's mod, come to think of it.
Maybe
without-
actually
like without
that
characters,
does
but yeah.
look a little. It does look a little
bit
familiar.
source
Bring things up for us. It's
Oh.
probably
Yeah, it
fine.
has to be Source Engine, just with some low poly stuff.
That's
Oh dear.
great, actually.
It is.
This,
So
this
if you see him
lime
around,
mint candy
be only marginally worried.
that
He's
was
an
in my
ally.
Sweetwater package.
I never thought you'd make
Partially
friends with a
open.
cop, huh?
And I never thought they'd let me
Sure,
back
it'll
into
be
the
fine.
Holy See.
Holy see!
Now, pressure
In the heart of the Holy See.
time.
Right.
In the
Good.
home of Christianity.
Might be something worth mentioning to Boy. He is, a bit paranoid as of late.
Go.
It's
Smell that. Smells consecrated. Ah, yes, and boy. That's not too surprising.
I'm a tad worried. He hasn't slept soundly since the Piotr thing, and especially for an 11-year-old, that's quite bad.
Yes, the 11-year-old mind does need its 3 hours of daily rest, unlike the adult brain.
As of late, he's been madly rambling
Aw.
about a horse.
yeah. Remember a horse?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fucking. I remember that freaked you the hell out.
I am aware.
What were you
Somebody
saying?
left a comment on one of the previous videos that horse is sort of a representative of Horus from Warhammer in this, and I can
Oh.
I can kind of see that.
They can't do Warhammer anymore, so they're gotta take liberties with the former Warhammer stuff, and I love that.
I think his lack of sleep mixed with the absinthe he's been chugging to and fro has led him to believe that Horse is a vampire or a demon or something.
Apparently, absinthe can
That
cause
rapscallion.
hallucinations.
I
but
remember sneaking into my grandfather's wine stash as a lad.
wine,
Ah,
wine.
I mean, it is quite normal for a newly awakened hunter
Wine
to
is not
experience
absinthe.
delusional nadirs.
What's nadirs?
Nadirs, as in like a sort
Nadirs.
of a miasma, depths.
Hmm.
It's like
I was
saying that
curious.
something is in the nadirs or something. Is like saying that
Right.
it's in the, deep within.
Right. I was just curious, since you would know these terms. You're a fan of this series.
Boy was better primed than most.
nadir
He
is just
is
a
only
word.
What? For newcomers, he's a fan of the series this is based off of.
Nadir, the lowest point in the fortunes of a person or organization, they had reached the nadir of their suffering. So yeah, that's So delusional lows essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a poor job of explaining that, but yeah.
You're good. I appreciate it.
Man.
You 11-year-old man.
Fully collapsed in on itself. It will take time for him to find himself in this new paradigm, but that does not mean we cannot help him find his way.
Oh yeah? How?
Moratorium time! No more drinking!
Oh, thank God.
Psychedelics and cigars only!
That's not much better.
But it is better.
Wait, I need to go back a second.
Much better.
But it
His fucking face for a split
is better.
second.
Arguably?
I've never lost an argument in my life. Checkmate! Let's go. Pressure water, get!
Okay. Oh, my noggin's pounding.
Oh, but the pounding has yet to begin.
Christ.
Even broken into the Arcanum yet.
Do we have to break in? Can't we just
Nope.
knock? Call?
Now,
Send a letter?
son-in-law, you know full well we would sooner be subject to sniper fire than be let in again.
Remold Blacklaw, yeah, ancestral blood feud and all that. But
we
the
just
Chancellor
kill
would
him?
surely listen.
What now?
If he heard there was an imposter in the chapter house, yeah, I think he'd let us in.
We will still need to get through Remold. Breaking in is our best bet. Even if he were to accost us before we can get to Arkham, he will have to face us in hand-to-hand combat.
I'm just gonna lug around my spear the whole time, I think.
Yes, that would be funny and good. Especially given the presence of that Blacklaw hooligan.
You can always smack him upside the
And
head.
that ghoul Kevin told me about.
Goodness. The prospect of one of our own being a traitor is...
Oh, they have
frightening.
the music
It
up in the upper
certainly
left.
is.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, I pointed that out earlier.
Oh yeah, no, I
But without our
didn't
skills,
realize that was what you were talking about. I thought you were just commenting on the music and.
Oh, that is fair.
that ghoul might
I've been
jeopardize all the
going back
hunters in
and forth a
Norfolk.
little bit trying to solve an audio crackling issue on my end because I do have a new pair of headphones as well as a new mic. But
I hope that's not appearing on the stream.
it's as far as I can tell, it's not because I've been like going back and forth to the stream and this, and it's not crackling on
Alright.
that end.
If anyone gets to this point of the video, let us know in the comments if there's a weird crackling.
Yes.
Crackle stand.
You got the cellar keys, by the way.
Sure, yeah, just a...
Brain dreading amount of locks.
This is the lockpicking lawyer, and today we're breaking into Big B's basement.
I love locks, conceptually anyway.
Conceptually.
Stairwell, there's still something horrifyingly slippery down there.
Wait,
What?
hear that?
Here I have a can of Red Bull, and I'm going to be
Oh,
shimming
fuck.
all of them.
Bloody hell, we got rats again? Oh, that's one large rat. Oh no, we've got to hide all my old scones.
Caution, dear lad.
Caution?
You do remember what we talked about, right?
the old
About
shotgun.
vampires and their helpers, not bound by the night. Our corners and our walls might be subject to their rule. Caution, dear lad. This could
Prepare
be
for the mighty
a
leg
ghoul.
drop.
What? I mean, really? Are you serious?
I do not delegate poetic whims to mere jest, son-in-law.
But you do.
This is now a hunt.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We can't
You're a
possibly
cat,
locate it
hunt the
like
fucking
this.
rat.
We'll scrounge forth the tools necessary to destroy this noxious beast.
Oh, we
you
have
know,
to
if you,
kill it?
Come, we must get the ear trumpet.
You have a
Trumpet?
pressure washer. You could
For
just
listening through the walls.
Of
plug
course.
it in and aim it.
Quickly and quietly. It should be in the random shit vault.
Oh,
Shit
I have
vault?
one of those.
Storage.
That's the spice. Tactical retreat.
I don't want to know.
Oh boy.
Just another day.
Yeah, the
We've
junk
only briefly
drawer,
talked on
the
ghouls in the
junk
past.
room,
Of
the-
course. Delicious omelette.
Can we talk a bit more in depth on them as a quarry?
Oh, would you put it like that? How could I not? I'd actually been meaning to, I have something secret and highly sensitive to divulge to you and only you.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's definitely Gmod, the way they clip through that wall.
Muffs
Yeah.
and the ear vacuum and
This is
the
actually
ear
starting to
jar.
remind me of
Wherever
the
those
Nancy Drew point and click adventure games.
are. Watch me look. Let us get some
Angular
ghoul.
Yes, that's definitely what this is inspired in, which is awesome.
Gossip going.
Right. Would you mind if I wrote stuff
Every now and
down?
again I say,
That
sometimes
is
I think I'm
certainly
the
a
only
better
one who
use of
played
your
those,
time.
but then I remember
Leave
there were like 30 of them, and most of them were pretty good. They actually had some good mysteries. Better than a lot of the recent books. Check them out if you have the time.
Advertising again, I see.
Yeah,
to me.
advertising for 20-year-old her interactive games that I'm pretty sure aren't being published anymore.
That means the piracy is alright then. Yarg.
So, I'm just going through my old notes on ghouls here. Blank body serfs. Mortals grown addicted to blank body ichor. They serve their masters with impassioned devotion. They carry a, quote, whisper of a blank's abilities, quote, smatterings of blank body magics. They can act as spies, reporting breaches in the code of silence that blank body under societies impose. That's all I've got.
Canny summation of the ghoul vassal, if I do say so myself. But like the bog, your brain yearns for more to haplessly sink into its depths.
For sure, sink away. You could liken me to the Norfolk Broads.
Whoa! Wasn't expecting such vulgar humor out of you, son-in-law.
You what? Oh! No, I meant,
he's
you know,
making
I'd like
joke that I was
Norfolk's
about to make.
wet.
You and
Oh,
Big D think alike.
Yeah, sinking into you like some broads, mate.
No, not again. No.
The
Different
wetlands.
Did you dig
People
grows ever deeper?
here haven't seen.
More moist. Get out! Quickly! Quickly, you'll sink!
All right. What I'm trying to say is, I've been in it for a bit now, and I do try to follow your example with practical learning, but I love theory.
You do.
I cannot get away from the fact that I love theory.
True!
So I just want to pick your brain a
Well,
bit.
you know, theoretically,
It might
I
help us
think
with
that we
spying some clues that can help us spot the ghoul
Could
easier.
use the pressure
Your
washer full of
wisdom
holy
is
water on this tool.
vast. Allow me to rip
Actually,
my
if it
brain
was just
forth
full of
and
water-
present it to you.
Water
What?
hole. I either need to get a new chair or stop leaning back in this because I nearly tipped over again.
You gotta stop killing yourself,
Oh,
eh?
Jesus fucking Christ. I already bashed
Uh,
my head on a piece of wood while I was working out yesterday. I don't
We're
need to
gonna
be...
we're gonna be streaming one day, and I'm gonna hear the chair fucking self-destruct and a big bang.
You're just gonna hear a giant crash and a cascade of DVDs falling onto my head.
And then you wake up in the Wizard of Oz. Oh no, Alex in a coma. You're just witnessing the events of Wizard of Oz over and over again.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
The Scarecrow's just fucking Freddy Krueger.
If I only had a brain.
We're fucking losing track again.
And all, you have officially entered Ghoul School, dear student. And your first
The
lesson...
Scooby-Doo movie?
Well,
Huh.
I'll let you plan your own curriculum. So we avoid another letting the vampires drink each other for power scenario.
He's gotta hold him on that for fucking ever.
I would.
He's
I would.
never gonna let him live it down. Look at his fucking
That was
face,
a
you
stupid
know.
fucking idea.
Marcus would love to do that too.
We'll talk about that.
I mean, I was hoping that they knew
I
what
found
was
my
going
own
on.
humor extractor.
Right, grand.
Yeah.
So then, I have a first subject. Just let.
That's a maple tap, I think. Can't swear to it.
Hang out the basics. Topic 1. How is a ghoul created and what is their role? How is a ghoul created and what is their role?
For our purposes, a ghoul is simply a living thing that has drank vampire blood.
Nasty.
That's it?
Yep.
What about the whole blood slave angle?
A ghoul is not necessarily a serf, nor even a regular vitae drinker. What's more, the word is actually something of a slur in origin.
Oh god, we're gonna get banned from Twitch.
Hell, we're referring.
Oh no, we use ghoul. So we're banned. Damn.
Yep, it's ghouls. Definitely.
Referring to them by a slur name, sir?
Yes, casually using racism. No, wait,
I'm going to refer to these
ghoulism.
ghouls by their
technically.
slur names.
Oh god, I shouldn't say ghoulism because that would be the same as. I'm not even going to risk saying
You
that
gotta
joke.
use the soft L.
Yes, and there's several different kinds of hells, too.
What?
Several
And Ghoul
times.
stems from the imbalanced power dynamic between them and their domitors. A vast gulf hewn out by the vampiric elite. Whilst derisive, it is the standardized term for non-vampiric vitae drinkers, even among the more progressive of their kind. And so far, I've never heard a ghoul use any other moniker.
In our ignorance, I suppose we'll have to settle
I
for
don't
it.
wanna think about
Things
SJW
will
ghouls.
change once we mass evaporate enough of the vampire elite.
Just don't look at what they've done to D&D. You can't even call the orcs bad guys anymore.
6th edition is not real. 6th edition can't hurt me.
But I'd still assume a ghoul has a particular role in vampiric society, yeah? You frame them as the vamp's eyes and ears during the day, helping prevent the truth of their existence from being discovered.
This is true of many ghouls, but not all. They're the servant class of the vampires. Greater than us kind in their estimations, but still decidedly subordinate and inferior.
Yeah, they don't want to create
As
a
such, they
situation
can perform
where
many
they can-
menial tasks for their domitors. Spies, guardians, butlers, custodians. Some even have no true purpose to their power-broking schemes, and are kept merely as trophies, pets, or companions.
Or like that
So,
one
in
zombie
a
sex
way,
slave in
does someone who earns a
Living Dead
wage
movies.
have a particular role in
God.
society? It's the same answer.
Is that an apt comparison?
Yes!
Kinda.
Much like the peasant class, they are defined by their exploitation by blood-sucking vampires.
Ah, like me old manager.
Except in this
Ah!
case,
Get
it's,
it? The difference
literal,
is
not
that
metaphorical.
ghouls too suck. Oh,
Well, did I tell you the story of my old manager who got caught violating the law?
Right tell.
Okay, so when I first started working at Walmart, when I went to do my, my work, what's the word when you start working?
Lock in.
Or when they first, what's the word when they start to hire you? Like they start the process of it.
Onboarding.
Onboarding, yes. So he was supposed to be there to get everything started. Didn't even show up.
Sounds about
I'm not
right.
gonna say the guy's name just in case, but he rarely ever showed up. Like even on days he was supposed to be there.
His
And
name was
I don't know
Nicholas
why.
Romano. That's not actually his name. That's just a name I made up.
You're not too far off. Anyways. I'll give you like a 40% accuracy on that.
Well,
Okay. But yeah, like at some point there was a fucking coup against the guy and he
Coup.
got thrown out by the other managers. And I had
Yep.
no idea what happened.
that
A new manager came in. Awesome manager, by the way. She's cool. But I never found out until I asked one of the ones that came in after him, like, what happened? And he kind of did this finger thing. He's like, come closer. And he's like, he was erasing everyone's overtime.
so I can imagine what happened is he does a little shifty eyes, look left, look right.
Yes.
Lean in. I'm
So,
gonna have to whisper this.
So that piece of shit was erasing people's overtime, which violates the law,
That is
and doing other shifty shit. And the managers caught wind and cooped him out of the store. Because I remember there was a day when they all confronted him in the back room and no one knew what was happening. So some intense shit was happening out there. And last time I checked, he's been banned from all Walmarts. So fucking real story. This like legitimately happened. Like what? The fuck?
All right. Well, I guess we should end story
Yeah, keep
time and
going.
keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Awful example is a ghoul we hunted 11 years ago in Poland. Her name was Primordial Hag Rosalia, a title she herself insisted upon. She was an amazing but complex woman. Upon courting me in the tranquil embrace of a Wednesday's twilight amidst a holy grove at the ancient Oakland, I soon learned of her fatal addiction. She, the faithful serf of a vampire wizard, one we had tracked through the slow stilling of the local pulse, was the perfect embodiment of the normative thrall rule. Bound tirelessly to her dormitor, she was their eyes and ears. She acted as clandestine agent and a lethal hand at her dormitor's domain. She also served as an economist, a chauffeur, a maid, and a reserve blood bag, all in one sorrowful symphony of servitude.
Relatable.
What?
Nothing.
Ah.
Sorry.
What? Body burying! She also buried bodies.
Oh,
And took care of the camels.
camels in Poland.
The
I was
camel
about to say.
ghoul son-in-law.
Two camels in Poland.
We have gone too far.
Camels.
He was a normative ghoul.
More or less. Ha-ha! Yes!
You found the ear trumpet?
By human hearing, we are no longer bound. We trumpet by ear. Our prey will be found.
You inspire endlessly, sir. Sorry, but for, what was her name? Rosalia?
The ghoul in
Primordial
the
Hag
basement, the
Rosalia.
ghoul has already
Yes.
escaped.
Sure, sorry. How exactly could she put up with all that?
Maybe.
Well, past the impossibly addictive nature of the vitae, there's also the blood bond.
Blood bond, okay. I think that's a new one. Let's go with that for our next topic.
Certainly! Let's keep up our discussion as we head out. But first, let us see what we might have gained. All right, trumpets up to my ear, say something funny.
Something funny.
Ah, my ear! I'm
sorry?
Perfect! With war gear in
not how
hand,
we were
this
trumpets
is where the
work,
hunt
but
truly
I can
starts.
totally believe
Let
that
us
these
go!
things they do.
Right, so... what is the blood bond?
It is a truly, unquestionably vile thing.
It's definitely Gary's mod, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
The blood bond is to take the very essence of a person and wring it whole in chain. To enslave someone's very thoughts.
Like, convince them that the thoughts and actions of their bondee are their own?
In a way, son-in-law, but much worse. The blood bond is, to most, completely indistinguishable from the natural feelings of loyalty, faith, duty, and love. The blood-bonded brain will do its all to trick itself into believing that these feelings, and anything demanded of them by their regnant, are legitimate, justified, and good. It can warp a thrall's very perception of reality, changing it to a world where their regnant is the undisputed center.
That is... undoubtedly scary. But being blood bonded is not a prerequisite to being a ghoul.
A question with an irritating answer. It is not, but almost all ghouls who drink directly from a dormitor are immediately bound in some way via the first drink. It is often assumed to be a prerequisite, because their bond exists from the first drink. It is only after the third they are truly enthralled. But depending on how frequently they are fed and how attentive their regnant is, ghouls can either be slavishly devoted or fiercely resentful of their situation. This all entirely assuming that they're drinking fresh vitae from the source, and not vitae that has sat and had the blood bonding effect go out of it. In the end, a liar is someone who has lied. A thief is someone who has stolen. A rat is someone who has talked. A liégeois is someone who has, for whatever fucking reason, decided to live in Liege, Belgium, and honestly hasn't had the sense to leave yet. I mean,
In
honestly!
short, City.
And a ghoul is someone who has drunk vampiric vitae. The qualifier is only that you have committed to it once, and the label is not necessarily a permanent one. That is all a ghoul is.
Ah, right, got it. Okay. So this slavishly devoted part of our summation of ghouls is the result of this blood bond and not actually necessarily part of being a ghoul, yes?
This makes the cop blood bonding with Kevin even more fucked up, and I kind of understand why Kevin was so apprehensive about it. Like,
Yeah.
you're a fucking monster, Big D.
Yes and no. Don't do that.
Ah, son-in-law, it is me, Sir D. I am a font of inspiration and ideas.
Oh, you pernicious prankster.
Sorry.
Oh, well, let me elucidate. Right, so, drinking blood. Have you drunken blood?
Closest I've gotten to is a rare blue steak, maybe wet black pudding. Oh, when Marcus impacted me and we flew into the bus
A
together.
blemish on your gastronomic repute.
That still hurts.
But good for our exposition. Your regular fellow does not drink raw blood. For the purposes of this generalization, we are excluding Boy, Dor, and the fearsome Mongol hordes of Genghis Khan. But yes, you would not drink raw blood.
Down the
Especially not raw
business.
human blood. Especially not directly from some nasty dude's wrist. That's grody. Disgusting. Why ever do it? This is a call to engagement, son-in-law. Why would someone drink from the grody man's wrist?
My assumption was that they were simply forced to drink. Kevin used a strange mind trick to prevent us from moving back in the Binham tunnels. In such a way, they could force their ghouls to drink their blood and then,
Say no more, for you are completely wrong, son-in-law.
Good, I am learning.
Whilst many are forced or even tricked into drinking it, the vampire's vitae activates something in the brain upon so much as getting close to it.
Activates?
Concept of free will is blasted into the realm of myth as you, small lad scared by slightly too pink chicken, suddenly guzzles
Slightly
down
too
that
pink chicken
foul
can kill
corpse
you.
liquid. No, that irresistible wrist nectar with no fear, no disgust, and barely any notion of what you're doing.
That is as appalling as it is worrying. And once you drink...
You are Ghouled. And so met with a craving that would take other drugs weeks to engender. And from there, the spiral only deepens.
Given that, the blood bond just kind of comes naturally for most ghouls, I take it.
It does. We have both the incredibly addictive vitae in of itself, eating like no other barbiturate. Then, there is the blood bond, which
wonder if they
materializes the more
use
someone
it
drinks
to
of the same
spike,
vampire.
like drugs. Like it would be diabolical to spike heroin, fucking vampire. You know. Like if I was a vampire looking for looking to make a bunch of people my expendable servant, I'd become a drug dealer, and I'd just put little bits of my blood into the stuff like
You're
heroin
fucking
and cocaine.
evil.
No, I'm just thinking about this rationally, you know? Like I wouldn't, me personally,
There's
I
nothing
wouldn't
rational
do this,
about
but if
becoming a
I'm-
drug dealer and then spewing your blood on the drugs that you are selling.
If I am one of these evil motherfuckers, right? It makes sense that that's something you would do. This is not something I would do. I would like spike the heroin with holy water or some shit. I don't know. Like
Alex, you're not in
place the
Florida.
cocaine pills with
Listen.
placebos.
You're not in Florida, Alex. What are you
But
talking about?
They're gonna put. Here's the thing. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' junkies vampires.
Did I ever tell you about the drug dealer down the street?
No, we
When I
don't
was
need to learn
living with
about
Mom?
this. We've had enough.
Okay, let's continue.
We've had enough tangents.
As I heard
for
it from
one night.
Rosalia, she drank 3 separate times on 3 different occasions.
We're not even 30% into the video.
Gotta like spike
After
the
that,
heroin with Narcan or
the
something.
bond took a complete strength.
And much like
They're not in Florida. Stop.
Retainer, basically.
Their trusted retainer, at the least. Even if they were originally unwilling, like Rosalia was. They are now both addicted and bound to the will and vitae of the vampire, overwhelmed by an uncontrollable feeling of loyalty and desire for their heinous master. That slavish devotion to the vitae comes in two for many, or just in one for some.
The ability to mess with the brain like that, the thing that makes us us.
Yeah, what'd you say, Alex?
I just said excuse me because
Oh, okay. There we go. Excuse me.
You can just imagine the breadth of power fantasies enacted by those vampires willing to abuse it. Enslave your past bully. Enslave your working staff.
Yep.
Enslave your desired lover.
Oh god, yep, I've read
That
all of these in
is beyond
various
horror.
vampire books.
Oh yes, but believe you me, it gets far worse.
Really? Oh, goodness.
But not yet! The rat awaits, child!
Hey, Ben.
We have to pace ourselves.
Yeah?
Like we're
Imagine that Spider-Man got bit by a radioactive vampire bat rather than a bat, and Peter Parker, like, makes Flash Thompson into one of his thralls.
I think we're losing the plot.
We are losing the plot. We should keep going.
It's the most unhinged video yet.
Yarmouth!
So, spot of tea followed by a crack injection?
You don't inject! So tell me, do you believe Yarmouth is fundamentally broken on some spiritual level?
Yes.
Might it somehow connect with the 99p stores and the mini golf courses?
I am sure.
The masters of these accursed places must be hunted down! The clubhead, the groundkeeper, all bound for annihilation, much like the British royalty! Oh, Queen Victoria, you'll rue that day yet!
That did not age well.
Well, this is set
Wait.
19
What
years
was
ago.
this video? Oh yeah, the queen was long dead after this video aired.
Fairly sure Queen Victoria's dead.
I'm sure you are.
Oh,
But I'm
Victoria,
not
not Elizabeth.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking retarded. Okay.
No, I messed that up too.
Of course we think of the queen from a few years ago, not fucking Victoria. What
Hey,
is
Lizzie,
wrong with
my
that?
way.
All queens are the same, says the sexist moron.
Well, I just have to say, all women are queens and all queens look alike.
If she breathes, she's a fart!
Going.
Well, before we get back to the hunt, let me ask. Are there vampires who never actually blood bond their ghouls?
Certainly. I've known vampires who refuse the blood bond out of principle, but still feed vitae to their ghouls. They need only be careful.
That's interesting, Alex. Do you know the reason why that is?
I mean, I think he's about to explain it. Not
That is true.
entirely off the top of my head, though.
Fair enough.
So, not all ghouls are blood bonded, but all who are blood bonded are ghouls.
Yes! Except vampires. Well, vampire ghouls are, for our purposes, technically
Yeah, I was about to say, vampire
but,
ghouls.
would many times come across as immensely derogatory to call a vampire a ghoul.
Because it's a slur?
It's more that it's an immediate turning of their social order, placing one of the kindred in the same position as their slaves.
So, what? According to those who structure power in their societies, a vampire cannot be a ghoul by definition?
Yes! And it's not a definition we have to use. Their definition is formed and enforced by societal standards, traditions, and their hierarchical order.
And we do not subscribe to any of
If you
that.
want to insult a high-flown vampire wizard, defy them and insist upon calling them a ghoul.
Vamism.
Vamzard.
Yes! Vampires shall be defeated with pure bigotry. Oh, we're gonna get banned.
Just don't let them touch you.
Oh, we are really getting stuck in now.
What a fucking touch
But
in
look,
my...
while we're talking terms, I have a new topic.
Very good. But before that,
Oh, right, the hunt, sorry.
My augmented ear must ascertain the creature's current location.
What are you...
I'm listening for movements through the wall.
Isn't it trickier to listen through the house's exterior wall than doing it through the walls inside?
I hear it!
I guess not.
Wait.
Are you sure about that? Because it might just be one of your guys.
I think this rat has 8 legs?
8 legs?
What poor freak has invaded our home? If they are able, they will soon come to regret it.
I don't want to know what an 8-legged rat looks like. That sounds fucking horrifying.
You know, that sounds like what would happen if the people who designed the Megazord for the 2017 Power Rangers movie were to try and design a rat. Because for some reason, the goddamn Triceratops had 6 legs, and the Mastodon had 8, I think. I don't know why.
What the fuck?
It was a decent-looking Megazord. Well, each of the Zords were decent enough looking as it was. They just, you know, that was just really fucking stupid.
That was weird.
The suits were
I don't
really
know.
good, too, in that movie.
I remember one of the characters in the movie made it into the Power Rangers video game when people thought it wouldn't be possible, and that was cool. I think it was the blue one that made it in. He had a really great moveset.
Yeah.
That was a great game. If anyone has played the Power Rangers fighting game, play it. As Ryu.
Right?
Yeah, Battle for the Grid. It has Ryu and Chun-Li in it after they harassed Melbers.
You should also read the comic that it's based on, because the game is a very poor summary of the comic, but it's a really good fighting game.
It is. Really good fighting game. And one of the best multiverse villains.
To the kitchen!
The kitchen? Alright, maybe I can pack away the scones I made before they dry.
I was gonna say,
I shall open the kitchen window!
Why? I was gonna say, I hope the creature hasn't eaten all of the scones by now.
Or what should I do?
Here, take this ear jar!
What? Oh my god!
I thought you'd catch
Why
it!
bring the ear
That's what you
jar?
have to do. The irresistible smell of meaty ears will surely attract that morbid pest.
Whose ears even are these?
They're labeled with hexadecimal serial codes behind the lobe so I can keep track.
I can't read
Doesn't matter
hexadecimal,
now.
Big D.
Leave these ears in peace.
Oh boy.
We will take our vantage point outside the window. When the beast strikes, we will snipe it with a powerful pressure washer. We'll hit it so hard.
They took your idea, Alex.
Feel it.
Okay. We're just gonna sit here in the yard.
It's gonna
I
be one of the
love
other
VR.
party members, and they're gonna say,
Fair.
"Where did all these ears come from?"
You'll clean up the ears, yeah?
Sure, if there are any left.
Good. Whew. Mind if I bring up another topic?
Bring them like boats up the mountaintop.
What is a domitor and what is a regnant? I've heard you use the words regnant and domitor a few times now. Are those
This
real
is
titles used by
structured
vamps?
like a
And
point-and-click
is there some
adventure
kind of
game.
distinction between...
Tell me more about regnants. Tell me more about domitors. I'm done talking about regnants and domitors. Tell me more about those ears.
between the two? They just feel like different words for master.
Yes.
Yes,
These are real
yes, it's
terms used by
essentially
real
slavery
actual
with extra
uppercase B
steps.
vampires that are real and actual. I've heard the titles of Ghoul and Domitor, as well as
Everything
Thrall and
satisfactory?
Regnant, from multiple unaffiliated sources. At least in the West. Also, Lickmaster, Vitae, Big Papa, but those are just perverse.
Yeah, Vaddy meaning vampire
Charming.
daddy. I can't
And
remember
to
what that's
answer
a
your
reference
second
to,
question, these are not, in
it
fact,
is a reference to
synonyms.
something.
They are distinct. First, we have a Ghoul and a Domitor. A Domitor is the blood giver, whilst the Ghoul is the blood recipient. That is actually as simple as phyllo cheese pie. But it is, of course, purposefully dressed in the
by
language of
Philo
master and slave. Because everything vampires do is...
Yep.
That tracks. Every other word out of Piotr's mouth was a master-slave dichotomy. Man, these vampires sure love their class systems. What of the regnant, though? What's that term all about?
The regnant-thrall relationship is a step beyond. See, a thrall is one whom is blood bonded. A regnant is a blood bondee. Here, the master and slave analogy is far more literal. An inseparably attached imposition on the existence of the bond. A ghoul is many times also a thrall, but not necessarily. Do you understand?
Thralls are directly...
Naturally. And I suppose
Directly
thrall
under,
is equally as derisive a term within the same context?
Not always.
No?
Unlike the term ghoul, a vampire can also be named a thrall. In fact,
Yeah, so
the
a
normative
thrall-
assumption is that when you speak of a thrall, you're talking about a blood-bonded vampire. As the whole society is structured around it being given that a ghoul is always blood-bonded, using thrall to describe a ghoul is meant to be redundant. Which, you know, it isn't. But I want you to think it is. As an example for a vampire thrall, take primordial hag Rosalia's regnant. That foul sorcerer had another one blood-bonded to them. The lowly magi they
Yeah, so
had
it's
signed.
essentially a giant pyramid scheme.
For as bad as the regnant thrall title
Yeah.
sound, it is the norm in certain social cliques for vampiric thralls to proudly
Kind of like how
name
NFTs
themselves
are.
as they partake in a bond or
NFTs aren't
blood
exactly a
wedding,
pyramid scheme,
as
they're
they
just
might
fucking-
grossly name it. Such self
A really stupid pyramid that's malinformed.
Because I can
is
either,
often
like,
not considered an
imagine,
act of
like, I
social
can either
upheaval
pay
or a
for
degenerative.
something. I can pay for an art commission and then I get like a picture that I can download, or I can pay for a receipt that has a link to that picture and then I can. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Sounds like extra steps, doesn't it?
I remember when Butter started selling NFTs.
And I can sell the link even though I've already got a copy of the thing. Isn't a problem I would have to have if it was a real thing. And also there were real things that had NFTs linked to them. Did you hear about the NBA NFTs that weren't NFTs? They were.
Oh, yes.
There were NBA trading cards, for those of you who don't know, that were NFTs but weren't called that. And you could redeem them to a blockchain thing. And then you could, like, sell the cards and sell the NFTs, and it's really, really dumb.
So fucking stupid.
I'm now
Remember-
picturing vampires selling their blood to each other. I don't want to see that. Ben, let's keep going.
Before we do, remember when Butters got lost in the American healthcare system? Fellas, I got lost in the American healthcare system. Fellas, he's just floating in space for some reason. All right.
Taboo. Rather, it is considered a noble and necessary recognition of an inevitable hierarchy that serves to keep social order intact. That is, of course, unless the blood bond was imposed by someone of lower clan onto a kindred of higher clan, say.
Oh god, two wholly different kinds of caustic jargon.
Two?
Yep.
Aha! Who's
Yeah, it's
keeping
not just
count,
two.
eh? Count! Like Dracula!
That's two.
Sorry. Not all
Something.
ghouls are thralls, and not all thralls are
Two
ghouls.
stupid things.
Same for dormitors and regnants.
The vampire elite really loves to use norms as a weapon, huh?
Much like any elite.
That's true. Now, okay, this is all fine and good. Or, no, excuse me, this has gone awful.
None of this is
True.
fine, and none of this
Except
is
for the
good.
god part,
Getting-
probably.
Surf willing to do anything.
Wait, what were you saying at the end
The
there? I
God
missed
part,
it.
Except for the
probably.
god part,
Probably.
probably.
Surf willing to do anything at the call of someone as morally bankrupt as Piotr. I can see just how dangerous that is. And there is no limit to how many ghouls or bonds a vampire can have either?
The only limit lies in how much vitae a vampire can give.
Yep.
Goodness
Lower
gracious.
your vampire level, the
But as I
lower
understand
your
it,
generation is, rather.
that's still not even as bad as it gets, yeah?
The less you can do, the more.
Oh,
The
no,
higher
no,
your
no, no, no.
generation- well, the-
No, 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 no,
higher
no,
your
no, no,
generation, the closer you are to
no,
Cain,
not by
the
far. The eight-legged rat
you can
thing
do.
we now hunt? Likely a hateful example of just
I'm
that.
so prepared for that to not be
Wait.
what
Wait.
it is.
Sir, my scones!
Your sconers?
My scone!
Your sconies?
Look! Through the window!
Sco-
They're bloody gone!
Window.
Scans.
Scones!
Gnomes.
Did the thing take
Yeah.
them? Or is Marcus awake?
Damnation! Into the house, quickly!
You see that little glitch for a second? Hang on.
Damnation! Into the house, quickly!
And to go
Marcus?
ban a bot.
Marcus, have you eaten 20 scones at one sitting again?
Ah.
I could do that.
No response. Doris out firing guns and has been in a ration-type mood all week. And boy does not eat bread or British food.
Not necessarily
Sir,
British, but
look.
sure.
A trail.
A
It's
trail
out
of
onto the pool
bread
deck through the
crumbs.
window.
Should we follow it?
Yes.
Oh God, my scone.
We've been sconed! Quickly, but quietly. Open the door out into the deck.
What even is that? Scones.
They're like a sweet biscuit. The best I can.
That makes
find.
sense.
Worry.
Yeah, he's British. That makes sense.
We do not
And
know
not the
what
British
this
biscuit,
creature
like a-
is capable of.
Right. Blimey, that reminds me.
Sounds great.
Ghoul powers. There's the matter of the smattering of vampire magics that you mentioned. They gain a whisper of their master's powers. What does that entail exactly?
I will not lie, dear boy. I will not lie. But I will get entirely within your personal space, okay?
Yeah.
What I'm about to divulge is of the utmost sensitivity and confidentiality. You, I can trust with it. But the others, not quite yet.
Oh shit.
Have faith that I will tell them when the time is right, and not a second sooner. Understand me, dear boy?
Okay.
But I will first point out the Scoun Trail. The Scran, the Scroak, the Skrelv, the trail. It leads to the pool house.
Oh, it does. But what an odd trail.
From the window onto the pool deck to the pool house. Scran, the scone snatcher, was following the very edge of the deck, pressed against the house walls, until it ducked beneath the deck table, then sprinted into the pool house.
Is it because of the rain? Because that would be odd. If we assume that this is like an 8-legged rat, rats aren't known to fear a light rain like this. Could this be a ghoul thing?
This is the itsy bitsy spider, isn't it?
Ghouls can inherit flaws from their
Spider,
master,
hold on.
or develop new idiosyncrasies.
Ate all the scones.
But I've never heard of a fear of rain. We had better move quickly.
Right.
I love the rain.
I'll open the door. Oh, goodness!
What a bloodbath! Or perhaps a bread bath?
My scones! My fine home-baked scones! Ripped apart like the common 99p loaf!
I'm so sorry, son-in-law. We should never be a victim in the fight against evil.
I want to add arcanum to my family's scone recipe again.
Hold a moment. The creature could still be here.
There's your
What?
flashlight.
There's an easy way to figure that out.
Oh,
Pressure
wait.
water. Go!
Oh god.
The water jet's etched itself all over the woods. Oh, the pool house and the deck stains all patchy and
Guess we're gonna
oh
have to
god,
pressure
a
wash the
plank
whole
snapped.
house.
Son-in-law, look.
What?
Son-in-law! Look closer.
Oh, it wasn't visible under the deck stain. But now that it's been blasted away and I have to repaint it again.
Focus.
Sorry. These are claw marks. But they're only here, and they've left almost like small craters behind them.
What?
Can you suss out what happened?
Oh shit.
Family of spiders.
There's a
ate my
small dent on the
scones.
roof right above. Did they jump up onto the roof from here? Can they do that?
Let me tell you about just that.
Sure, but what if it can hear us?
We'll move out and go to Door's workshop. Given our findings, the creature seems to not like rain. It's likely hiding by the chimney. Or perhaps even in the attic.
Okay. We'll go get one of the ladders. Let's go.
Maybe some guns, too. And a flashlight. A flashlight is always useful.
Listen close.
Why do
The
characters in RPGs
vampire
never
is
carry
two
flashlights, by the way?
things. The body
a good question.
Because this was a
It's
thing
always
back when I was playing Vampire and when I was playing Call of Cthulhu. People just never carried flashlights. We had to improvise flashlights. And then eventually I just came to a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to go into the fucking handbook and buy a goddamn flashlight, because we keep getting into places where we need flashlights and nothing is here. It's like, you know, in D&D, everybody has a torch, you know, but in like modern setting games like Call and Vampire, people just, well, you know, you can set them whenever the hell you want, but like, you know, unless you're playing like Delta Green or something like that, people just don't have flashlights as part of their standard kit for some reason.
We should play Call of Cthulhu
Oh
someday.
man. Call of
I'll
Cthulhu.
play and you guide me like the idiot I am.
If I can get enough players to run a call game, I will do that. I have COC dice. My original.
Oh, I thought it was a single player game.
No. Call of Cthulhu is a
you're talking
tabletop
about
game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the video game.
No, I was talking about the tabletop game.
Okay, I'm an idiot. That would be fun though too.
I have COC one shots. I have some homebrew stuff from back in the day. God, now I'm just
Call
reminiscing
Cthulhu,
about.
but it's Kingdom Hearts.
Excuse me. No. We've already had enough problems trying to get that D&D off the ground.
I will bring that idea to reality one day. It is on the floor.
We'll resurrect that idea in 20 years, like Mel Gibson did with Jesus.
All right, let's continue.
And the vitae. The human and the beast. The good and the bad. And
the
sometimes
ugly?
the ugly. That's three. Now,
Yeah.
several millennia ago, an ancient canine was subject to venereal tumors.
What?
Ugh.
Canine? Not canine.
Venereal?
We're talking dog cancer now!
Jesus.
A freak accident
Dog
by nature.
cancer.
The tumor cells in this dog would mutate, gaining the ability to infect other dogs like a pathogen. These venereal tumor cells would essentially become an entity all their own. A unicellular and immortal life form that could spread from body to body, bringing its deadly affliction to millions upon millions of dogs all across the globe.
Christ.
Yes! The vitae is a life form alien to its host that co-opts the corpse of a human, taking its hands, its heart, its mind, and memories, puppeteering it like the zombie ant fungus, fighting its host to meet its own desire of eating, and
Zombie
spreading
ant
its infection
fungus.
further. And
Cordyceps.
cordyceps, that's the name.
Yes.
Yep, he said the same
I like
thing.
how he and I
Does it
came to that
matter?
at the same
Dear
time.
boy, the
Yeah.
curses are
You both are the
great
same.
calamities we set ourselves against. And a small part of the vitae, that life form, that living curse, is spread into the still living form of
So,
another.
does
To
that
make a
mean-
ghoul.
A vampire.
Does that mean that The Last of Us is Secret Vampire the Masquerade spinoff?
That would
That's
explain
somewhere-
all the shitty romance in The Last of Us Part 2.
And that somewhere there's like a big daddy vampire who controls all of the mushroom monsters. And if we kill him, we get everything back. Name Albert Wesker.
Oh my god, it's Joel from The Last of Us 1.
Joel, I'm going to enact total global saturation.
I just imagine just him staring
needed-
blankly, no fucking emotion whatsoever
I
as
needed-
it's said to him.
I needed that girl's brain to make the fungus permanent.
Okay.
After I cut out that part of her brain, there will be no more resistance to the fungus. The entire world will be my thrall, and then we can go into
Joel
space!
pulls out a shotgun and shoots him in the chest.
Albert Wesker is
Still fucking
portrayed-
blank face.
who was the guy who played Pennywise? What's his name?
Don't remember.
Not the new one, the old one. The guy
Tim Curry?
Tim Curry, yeah. Albert Wesker is betrayed by Tim Curry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We keep getting sidetracked.
We're both really tired.
No, I think we're just both psychotic.
Vampire's blood does its all to give their hosts a shot at their new role as predator. I take it does similar things to ghouls? Is that where you're going?
Correct. But much like how it manipulates the mind and body of a dead host, it creeps in the same way into the still animated tissues of a living one, though in a far more limited regard. It is like the human body, whilst it still brims with life, fights against the undead agent infiltrating its body. A war fought between good and bad, and sometimes ugly, within your very flesh.
That's an inspired analogy, I must say. But, whilst the vampire blood asserts its control, I take it the ghouls are able to make use of the same arcane abilities that their Domitor employ? I mean, since a part of their Domitor is now part of them, yeah?
Certainly. By and large, their powers are very limited. Increased strength, resilience, and bodily generation come most naturally. The overwhelming majority of ghouls I've met are limited to just those. But other powers are not outside their grasp, provided their Domitor possesses them as well. In addition, it demands intense training for a ghoul to master even the most basic of disciplines. So it was for primordial hag Rosalia, and a few other ghouls I've happened upon.
So if Piotr had a ghoul, say, could they be able to go invisible and juggle a dumpster? Here you go, by the way.
Thank you. Well, not in the way Piotr could, of course. A theoretical Piotr ghoul could train themselves to use a form of invisibility, but one that only works if the user is totally still. Alternatively, they could attain an ability to punch hard enough to easily break a leg, but not much more than that.
There's just a lot of different vampire types out there, isn't there? And I'm sure we haven't even catalogued half of them. We can't even know what ghouls can do because we barely even know what vampires can do yet.
Oh, I know what
This
vampires can do.
And there are as many ghoul variants as there are vampire variants, if not more. But once we get on that roof, we can add another one to our index.
Who's
Ladder's
that
here, by the way.
Pokemon?
Wait, shit, this one's too short.
It's
I couldn't even use that for my extemporalized pole dancing.
There should be another one here somewhere.
Quick, get my Master Ball.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pitu. I had to reference Uprising. This is such a good fucking game.
Oh, here. Wait, this one's also too small.
There's a wooden ladder in Horse's house, right?
Yeah.
Why would we?
Yeah, alright, we'll go get that one, I suppose. I could have sworn we had a bigger one in here.
Whoa, horse time!
In regards to this one, like as far as they go, I mean, ghoul variants. I take it this one is at least not your standard ghoul.
Based on the clues presented thus far, of course not.
Since there's a lot of variables involved, what do you reckon this ghoul could be? Some type of fell muck-wielding ghoul empowered by their Domitor? Or an ultra-slick, nigh-invisible skulker?
Let me lay some groundwork. Starting off, there is of course natural variance from ghoul to ghoul.
Oh yeah, that by the way, that
depending on who their
invisibility
dormitory
thing. If you don't move, that is an actual power in Vampire the Masquerade. Like
You mean like what Drax does?
Sure, like what Drax.
Yeah, you can feel legitimate pain from your voice. You're responding. There's no greater James Gunn hater than this man right here.
Oh yeah. I'm just happy he's not
Oh.
directing the new Spider-Man film.
Should that Superman story is more like an episodic one in the new movie potentially?
Oh, so it's going to be exactly like Superman the movie was, with a giant rush to the final conclusion and probably an.
Well, it's more like that
ending.
Superman defeats. With each story has Superman defeating a specific enemy,
It's going to be
which
like
seems to fit
Man of
from the
Tomorrow.
trailers. Yeah, yeah.
And
You know
the
what? Maybe I
animated
like Man
series.
tomorrow.
Just a collection of episodes of Superman the Animated Series is going to be better. Superman the Animated Series is great, by the way. Go buy it on Blu-ray, everybody.
All right.
The thralled ghoul is the thing that the vampiric elite would list as the only legitimate kind of ghoul. But for as much as I make fun of the blue-blooded vampire snobs, I too think this next ghoul variant is a dangerous thing to talk openly about. This is another
Is it a
important
zombie?
factoid that I bestow upon you in confidentiality, son-in-law.
And that variant is?
The independent ghoul.
Oh, like our
Independent.
cop buddy.
Oh.
Like the non-thrall
I don't know if we can call the cop guy independent, considering that he begged to be blood bonded to
Well,
fucking
he
Kevin.
Well, yeah, but he was independent, kind of.
I don't know, man. That man
Yeah,
really wanted
that's-
his blood.
But yeah, but that's yeah. Let's keep going. Yeah, non-thrall, independent.
Is that not better in every way?
It certainly is, let me be clear. Independent ghouls are good. I wish independence for every ghoul out there.
Base.
Before they liberate themselves from the vitae entirely. To much of vampiric high society, however, they are living, walking masquerade breaches. They do not act in accordance with their norms and traditions, and thus are treated worse than even the half-blooded daywalkers.
Ah, yeah, daywalkers.
Daywalkers. People like
Quite pitied the
Alucard.
daywalker we
People
hunted.
like,
Nothing like Piotr or Kevin with a lot of them. You had mentioned they are severely oppressed in vampiric society. Are you saying
Vader.
independent ghouls are even worse off?
So,
Without
quick question. They mentioned the Daywalkers. So can you explain that in the lore of this series?
Okay. You know Blade?
Yeah.
You know Alucard? From
Yeah.
although, Alucard either from Hellsing or Castlevania. It doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Think of that and change nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
Without a doubt.
Also,
they're often despised among the
I
kin.
mean, I hate to make this particular reference, but also, Renesmee from Twilight is technically a daywalker. They're all fucking daywalkers in that, but a daywalker is technically a half-blood vampire. It's son or daughter of a vampire and a human.
Never forget how the epic final battle in Twilight was all a dream.
In my dreams, it's still the same. Winding
I remember
time.
Doug Walker reviewing it on stage, and his reaction to that was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Elite and blood hunted all over the world. These creatures are meant to be on a
How far are we? All right.
They're meant to be freaks on a
A
leash.
masterless hound that can unwittingly destroy an entire society cannot be allowed on the street. And so, independents
like a
usually
Ronin
work in
from,
secret, actually with
Classical
more
Japan.
progressive vampires, or those that are also under the big boot, like the Daywalkers.
So how do you work as an independent ghoul?
Well,
Essentially
again,
a
there are
mercenary.
many ways. Often they have multiple different donors, getting vitae where they can find it, but always being wary of the blood bond. That's essentially
Yeah,
it.
blood bond means you have to follow
Outside
somebody's
that,
orders.
you're
Vitae
independent.
means
You can do whatever.
regular vitae.
Jesus Christ.
Cracker's at it with his primal scream therapy again.
Ah!
Neighbors.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
I think we might.
Oh,
All he's
no.
trying to do is take a dump.
He'll be all
And
out of house
some-
before long.
Have you seen his house? It's submerged in a ditch and has a tarp for a roof.
Oh dear.
An upsetting figure. If he weren't such a loose cannon, he would make an excellent hunter.
Too busy digging for I see night treasure.
And you say that
Oh, speaking of loose cannons,
Loose
there are
can-
also our twisted allies in Hunter Ghoul.
What are you saying?
this entire party is a group of loose cannons.
Yeah. Which says a lot about their fucking neighbor. Imagine just walking down the street, you just see gunfire at their neighbor's house, just being shot into their house, just like, it's never normal Tuesday. Oh, what am I saying? That's just Chad fucking Vader. Who's watched that series?
That's been a long time.
Oh, that would be a good series to react to one day. All right, continue.
Hunter ghouls. Oh. Oh. Right. Things are starting to click.
Good. As you can imagine, they are hunters who hunt down, stake, and then keep their quarry.
All right, real quickly, I am going to turn off the light because it's starting to burn my right eye, and I'm gonna do dishes real quick.
What?
I'll be back. I'll keep playing it. I just want to let you know.
Careful.
If you need me to pause it, just yell and I'll run over. I'm in the same room.
Okay, your setup is strange. I think that my setup is weird, and then you say something like that.
Yeah, because like, okay, it's my living room, and then like, imagine like a big square, but then like 15, 20% of the square is occupied by the kitchen.
Okay, my kitchen is
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, my kitchen's in the same room as my living room. Welcome to life in an apartment.
I have an overhead light and then 2 ring lights that I use for video and stuff, but I keep those in the closet when I'm not using them.
I just keep them out with my computer. Or just my mic anyways. I don't really have much equipment.
Feed off
All right, I'm gonna play now.
till the stock runs dry.
Right. I understand. It's on the brink of what we do, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
except
right.
that we're not vampires and we don't
merely
need
extract
to.
information.
We don't need to get
Thus
their
far.
vampire venom, so to
Don't
speak.
like that implication.
Another thing we do not do is sling vitae. Could have made some serious dosh in Yarmouth had we kept those canites staked.
I'm not sure.
I jest,
They essentially
of
would have
course.
become vampire
There's
drug
about
dealers
12
at that
good
point.
reasons not to sell vampire slave drugs. But many an independent manages to do it for a living, using the same vampiric powers against those that would call them thralls and cattle. It's a serious hustle. One has to respect it. But I'd never condone it.
Yeah, so a masterless
Lose too much of yourself to
ghoul,
vitae once you
essentially,
imbibe it.
yeah.
What
But that's kind of the same rules as with
we also have
Cyberpunk
ghoul families.
and
Like families that are all ghouls.
cybernetics.
Oh, that exists too, but no.
And
I mean ghouls that have been so
Cyberpunk
good
also,
that they pass on their ghouldom to their ghouldren.
Shadowrun had humanity stuff.
Ah,
I didn't
horrible.
wind up giving up a whole lot of humanity. when my
Much like
character's
a
right arm got
rare
blown off.
blood disease, then. The vitae spreads from mother to child.
As far as I know, that
Those are
isn't
only
a
cybernetics I
natural
had.
process. But there are ghoul families so embossed with their master's vitae that they even
All I
produce
needed was my
vitae
left
of their
hand
own.
to
These individuals are called revenants.
trigger my magic.
And are typically deeply loyal to a given clan, sect, or bloodline.
That's interesting. Oh god, what if Piotr was planning something?
I know for a fact I didn't hear you just say you had magic.
I was talking about in Shadowrun how like so Shadowrun and Cyberpunk and Vampire have things where like you can the more humanity-ish like the more essence or humanity or whatever it is you have, the less likely you are to lose yourself to the to like the enhancements. And in Vampire it's it's vampirism, and Cyberpunk it's cybernetics, and Shadowrun it's mods and stuff like that.
When you first said cyberpunk, I thought you said CM Punk. That's how brain dead I am right now.
Ben's got wrestling on the brain right now, as you can probably tell by his profile picture. But yeah, no. Oh, so in Shadowrun, I was a gun mage, and at one point I got my right forearm blasted off by, I think it was a grenade that did it. Surprisingly, it took a while for that to happen, given the amount of bullshit my character went through in his life. And so I just bought a robot arm and slapped it on. You know,
We really need to play Baldur's Gate 3 together at some
we
point.
We should.
That would be
And I had,
such
like,
a perfect
wired-
game for the both of us.
Yeah, and so I had like wired reflexes and stuff, and I enhanced that. And the only thing I needed like a biological hand, one biological hand to do my enchantment, if I remember correctly. And so I did, and then I'd just snap my fingers, and my bullets would explode from a distance.
We're barely over halfway of this
Yeah.
fucking video.
Enough reminiscing about the good old days at
Yeah,
tabletop.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and make my snack. You keep commentating. Again, if you need me to pause, yell.
Something like that.
Pewter babies? I refute the very notion! But no. Oh, and speaking of family... Horse, my baby boy! How's father's little giant? Yeah.
Hello, horse.
Ah, please, eat my apologies, horse. You're still a bit
My
queasy, aren't you?
Eat your apologies.
You have your father's eternal respect for the strength you've
I
displayed these
don't want
past
to
few
know
nights.
what mare.
We're looking for a
could be.
ladder, by the way. We suspect there might be a ghoul on or in our roof. Oh, certainly. Death will come slowly.
Oi, actually, the
Death
potential
always
ghoul on
comes
the roof.
slowly.
Just making sure, it is an animal, yeah?
Oh, we don't know
You had already
anything
mentioned
about
animal
that.
ghouls previously.
Of course! Animal ghouls are limited in what they can do, but immensely versatile. Imagine a peregrine falcon acting as your eyes. Imagine a rhinoceros as a mount.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
kind of
giving a dog the
that's kind of
power
a
of a
mythological
gorilla. Imagine giving
as
a
well.
gorilla the power of a double gorilla. Imagine a whale.
I don't want to.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I
but
was going to
just
say, I don't
think
know
about
how
whales for
a
a
vampire
second.
whale would work.
These things are all possible,
sure.
provided you have the vitae to spare. And a familiar like this is, evidently, something our dormitor has invested in.
Probably
Isn't
just a
that just
regular old
wacky
Australian
off the walls,
spider.
dearest horse, kindest horse, fairest horse in all the land of Angol? Yeah. He says he would run it
on
over,
the wall,
stomp
who
it
is
into the
fairest
ground,
of them
and
all,
then
Gavin
crush
Novak.
its skull in
And
his
it
big
pictures
mouth
this
should it
horse.
near his home.
And she's like, "Aw,
But he'd only eat it if it
he's
was made of
adorable."
plant or whatever. He is a horse, of course.
A horse is a horse, of course. Yes, of course.
Plant?
And
Famous Mr.
ghouls.
Horse.
Plant?
Yeah, however it's pronounced.
Plant
It's rare,
ghoul.
as it demands a touch of thaumaturgy.
Like blood sorcery?
Indeed. With it, it's possible to grow a garden of blood-addicted plants that are excellent
like,
for disposing of bodies.
Actual carnivorous plants.
Rosalia's job only got a
Like-
touch easier and a whole lot more dangerous when that viscera garden was grown.
Yeah.
There's also the plant people that certain blood sorcerers can create.
This is reminding
Haunting
me of
human
that episode of
simulacrums made from
JoJo from a
plants
few
such
weeks
as the
back.
mandrake. Those are able to perform only the
Mandrakes,
most basic of tasks, though.
Yeah,
Unfathomably
like the
creepy.
mandrakes.
Yes, keep the law never mowed, son.
I wonder if...
Never mowed.
Yeah.
Wait, that's Horse's job. Don't steal Horse's job.
I
I
never
can't
dare.
have a machine
Why
stealing
would you again?
horses' jobs.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Ladder.
why we don't have a lawnmower.
Over here. God. It's also too small.
Or are we too big?
I swear, where is the bloody ceiling ladder? I know we had it in the workshop before.
I always thought that
The,
houses should have like a hatch to the roof
one?
inside the attic.
Yes.
For easier
Ah,
access.
that's
Especially if you have
right.
things
I
on the
put that
roof.
one in the chimney.
You what?
Well,
In the
I had
chimney.
to see where the secret chimney door in my room went.
What?
What?
Yeah, there's like this secret
Secret
door
in the chimney
wall in my
wall.
room. Actually, oh, it leads all the way up to the roof.
Why didn't we?
Yes! Oh, how could I have forgotten?
Okay.
Let's go climb
I
the
just want to say, I
chimney!
have not seen this episode before,
what
but
is
my,
going on?
My horse! I'll come back with dinner in just a
that
bit.
thing that I said is something that I actually think.
Chimney ladder.
Secret tunnel.
Oh god, just ignore it for
tunnel.
now. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. You know, with all this in mind, with how the ghouls are made, I really can't get in the headspace of someone who'd do any of this. It's gross, immoral,
Yeah,
senseless,
yeah.
all kinds of bad words.
There are not enough bad words in the world's collated lexicon for the true depths of evil that can be inflicted on mankind by the worst of these slavers.
Really?
Which is why you cannot commit war
these
crimes when fighting
true
vampires,
depths of
kitten.
evil? What do they entail?
I will not linger on this for long, as these
Eating
things
people.
are.
Slavery, drinking their blood isn't enough.
It is where the mind wanders unwillingly.
Whack ass shit the Fae's
Thoughts of
capable
those victims that have you feeling like you aren't doing enough, that you need to do more.
And what are done to these victims?
Lobotomized servitors drunk on the vitae, the freedom and personhood stolen from them. They take these people, like you, like me, like our family and friends. Imagine it! The complexity of our lives,
Yeah.
the worth we place in our memories,
Yeah.
our abilities, our moments, and our place. They take it! They take it and literally mold them away in favor of grotesquerie with the hateful, hateful magics! They form and
These limbs are
reshape
looking
their
a bit stubby
minds,
there.
their bodies to shapes and sizes utterly inhuman. They trap
Yeah.
these people within their own skin as they take their all, and like
I
vile
wrote a song
caricatures
about
of
something like this,
sculptors,
actually.
carpenters, grafters, and leather workers, these fiends fashion their desires out of their victims. Living furniture that cannot scream, walking blood taps with spigots of innards. Animated art,
I have no mouth.
mercilessly bent, just the perfect angle.
Scream.
Hello.
I'ma
Back.
scream and shout. Tear that sucker down. Keep going.
All right, I'm back. I got my snack, and let's keep watching.
Gargoyle folk bound by ritual to a particular place, ever to guard it, unable to leave it. Blood-bound cabals of wizards and fae, the pure stuff of raw imagination, squeezed and siphoned until nothing remains. People turn to bird feeders for unspeakable specters, hungrily eating their flesh, their essence, hulking abominations made of entire families, parents, grandparents, children, their sinew and flesh inseparably fused like sickly mixed mince. This all, this all is...
Stop. Okay, stop. I don't need to hear anymore.
Apologies, son-in-law. I got carried away.
Wow.
It's fine. It's just...
This is the kind of thing.
I don't like this.
This is what. Well, no, of course you don't like this. Nobody likes this. This is, this is why the vampires must be eradicated from the world. This is the kind of thing that inspires the idea that was in, for Helsing, where where there were Nazi vampires, because this is
We are Nazis.
the Nazis on the V.
Remember the Team Force. Remember the Team Force. Remember the Team 4-star Nazi rally.
Yeah, I remember. So for those of you who don't know, they were showing at Team 4-star were at a panel in Australia, and they were showing the first episode of Helsing Ultimate Abridged with the Nazi rally at the end of it, and Lanny Pator, in character as the Major, got up on stage and led an impromptu Nazi rally. Keep in mind, his grandfather served in World War II.
That makes that worse.
Yeah, and then at some point in time, I think this is like 2015 or so, Lanny Pator kind of got all high and mighty about people making jokes about Nazis. And he didn't like it at all when I pointed out that he led a satirical Nazi rally in Australia. Hey guys!
There has to be existing footage of that somewhere.
I would pay money if there was footage.
I would pay. It's worth millions, I think.
Then I would not pay money.
No, I know, but I'm saying like the tape is probably worth that much because that's iconic.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got sidetracked again. Let's continue.
At all. It makes me want to. This
kill all vampires.
This all makes me want to
do more.
Yeah. I want to save this person. In the chapter house, I mean. Whoever it is. They deserve better.
You won't save just them. You will save them all.
So...
Good fucking words.
What should we do once we find this poor thing in our house?
Kill it, probably.
Really?
I'm sorry, son-in-law. But it would be best to save this poor animal from its misery.
That is how we save them? But wait, what about the ghoul in the chapter house? Are we going to kill them?
No! Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
We can
It
see
depends on
what
how
we can
things
do.
go.
I'm optimistic. I think capturing the chapter house ghoul will be largely a triviality. After that, it's up to us figuring out the finer details of their ghouldom and just how deep it goes.
The going theory is that the ghoul infiltrator is one of the people already inside the Arcanum chapter house, and no secret person X, no animal, and no bloody plant. Was that right?
I'm just
Yes,
imagining
skipping
a
some
fern.
details, what Kevin gave me was the following.
A fern
Allow me
as
to
the vampire
paraphrase.
insert the Arcanum house.
This is something the status quo vampire big shots would not want hunters to know. They have ghouls all across East Anglia, serving as the backbone of their information network. This allows them to expand the borders of their domain, line their pieces up in the war effort,
East Anglia, though.
and most importantly, to get at something. Something that, as of now, remains unknown.
Oh boy.
They have ghouls in several organizations, and as Kevin listed them off by name, that is when he
have
mentioned the
ghouls in the local
Arcanum as
police
one of the
station.
afflicted orgs.
I think it makes quite a lot of sense for a high-ranking vampire to want a ghoul within the Arcanum. To make sure they can redact any research that comes a bit too close to breaching their...
Oh, kind of like what happened.
masquerade.
Yes,
Kind of like what
and by
happened
that logic, this ghoul
at
has
one
to be
time.
fairly new, given
Yeah.
that we never discovered them whilst in the Arcanum's employ.
Is that a certainty, Sadi?
Well, of course! One of my primary duties while on staff was guarding against such infiltration. But if you seek more compelling proof, you'll note our scholarship on the vampiric was never redacted whilst we were there.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
was going to say, only
If they,
after
for
you guys
whatever
left.
reason, couldn't get rid of our scholarship whilst we were members, could the ghoul have been involved in getting us banned from the Arcanum?
Yeah!
That would have been easy. Reynolds Blacklaw had been lobbying for our ban since the day we came, after all.
Blacklaw was the
It's
guy.
not like we respected the Arcanum's rules all that
Oh
much.
boy, that sounds like a typical,
Your
typical party
point
game.
is point info. It means the ghoul might well have existed alongside us, even back then. Nevertheless, this is a
That's how we
side
got on the bad
tangent.
side of the flaming
Further
fist every
along
now
in the
and again, even though I
interview,
was
Kevin
part
went
of the
ahead
group.
and mentioned the hunter data. Some kind of evil, fucked up data computer hypertech that immediately injects the names, age, and location of all hunters in East Anglia directly into your brainstem.
Referred to it as a floppy disk earlier?
Yeah? I would assume it flops its way through my ear canal or something. Evil word, the computer is the devil! As I was saying, hunter
Do you
data
have a
is, of
floppy
course,
drive on the
top
back of your head,
priority for
like Optimus
vampires
Prime
of
did in
any
that one
stripe.
comic?
Should they acquire it, they would know the location and identity of all hunters in the region.
Bloody hell.
Ooh.
With that sort of data, they could
Little
wipe
bit
a lot of us out.
Skyfall-ish right there.
Why the hell would you keep something like that?
Huh, blame the coalition. Under their watch, power and influence over the unaligned hunters will always be a higher priority than their security.
That sounds very, very familiar.
I can start to see why you're so fervently anti-authority, Sadi.
Excellent! An enemy
this
of the
is-
state of you yet.
Go that far?
Regardless,
This is,
Kevin first learned of the data when he was still part of polite
This is Captain
vampire
America, the
society.
winner. Sorry, the Civil.
The
Civil War,
Camarilla,
Captain
yeah?
America Civil War all
Yeah.
over again.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you learn that name during the interview?
I'm surprised you didn't say, but better.
But good.
They kept bringing it up alongside something called anarchs and their own Sabbat membership.
That's what I mean when I say practical learning. You'll always get better information out of the local ne'er-do-wells than you ever will from my generalized understanding. But yes, he first learned of it as part of the local Camarilla. But then learned more whilst hanging out with Piotr, as apparently the Sabbat had a spy within another org that works with the Arcanum. Allegedly, they finished compiling the hunter data only recently.
So the Ghoul is going to be after that data. But it's likely locked within the archive, so it won't be easy to get at.
I can't imagine the Ghoul is in any particular rush if they're a more permanent resident. I can only imagine them getting a bit panicky when we hit the scene. And depending on how they respond, we will respond in kind.
Foreshadowing.
Hopefully
By
we can
which
get
I
through
mean
this
not kindly
without
at all.
wanton violence.
Well...
Now,
This is a game of Hunt to the Reckoning,
room,
after
was
all,
it?
so
Yes,
we're
quick.
not going to be dealing with any sort of
Quickly.
nonsense like that.
Yes, quick!
There'll be plenty of violence here today, kitten.
I love
Keeps a
my
cannon
room.
pointed at his door, of course. he
I've been
fucking
meaning
does.
to ask, how did you get that bronze horse statue in here?
Ah, yes, the horse
Oh,
of
he
Saint
disassembled
Mark.
it.
You see, it's actually made of copper rather than... Wait! Shh!
You're the
In
one making all the
here.
noise, Vic.
Sir, this...
You live in the house from Resident
How
Evil.
have I never seen this?
Yeah.
Also, isn't it dangerous to put a ladder in a chimney?
Oh, what?
Oh,
We
what,
only
you
burn
think Father
everything
Christmas
behind
is going
horses'
to
house
climb
anyhow.
down?
Now, quiet! Let us head up.
He can already do that. I don't know why I'm doing Alucard's voice whenever I'm doing dialogue for Big D. It sort of comes naturally, honestly.
Stop here.
Torch on. This is the attic, innit? You know, somehow I've never actually been up here. But
Shut up! Pressure washer attack!
My
He actually
God!
still brought the pressure washer.
bleeding gracious, you blasted a hole in the roof cap!
Hey! Damn it!
Oh no, rain's leaking in.
Crawled into the walls!
He's gotten all the insulation wet.
Insurance won't cover this.
Do not divest your attention in such worldly things, son-in-law! Did you see it? Or
Isn't the
rather,
Ghoul part of the world, too?
There were more than one?
two. And those creatures, they were not rats.
For the possums?
Here, trumpet! course!
What do you hear?
This started in the cellar, didn't it?
It did. That's where we first heard it. Or them.
I have a theory. Come with me! We head for the cellar!
Oh, God!
It's definitely Gary's mod.
This is seriously reminding me of playing those old point-and-click adventure games and having to go through the same shit over and over again trying to solve
watch
the
the
puzzle.
slippery!
God!
I'm alright!
Shit, Sadie!
Damnable ghost computer past.
Ah!
Look at that!
What's going on?
There is the pressure washer. Throw it down now!
Oh, shit, where is it?
Fuck you, poor things!
Oh, it's up here! Sadie, catch!
Take this, you!
Why didn't we start down?
Where did they go?
Did they go invisible?
While we're down
No,
here,
they ran away at great speed before I could shoot.
let's wash the
They could
blood
leap
off
at
the
us
walls.
from any corner.
Okay.
Sadie, blast the roof with the pressure washer.
The roof?
Well, they hated the rain, didn't they? Have water sprout all over the room.
Your brain cracks at the seams. Let's make it rain. 3, 2, 1. Pressure washer, go!
I summon my pressure washer in attack mode.
There, from the big pipe in the ceiling. They're leaping down!
Oh God!
Wait!
Oh god.
What are
Mongrels.
they doing?
One of those looks like a
They're drinking
like a
the
rat
floor
dog,
blood?
and the other one looks like a mangled seal.
No, they're drinking ape's blood. Oh,
Oh god, that's the lowest quality blood we got.
The cloud is weird. These creatures have ghouled themselves.
Is that even possible?
Yeah. I mean, evidently they've
This
done it.
is a highly unlikely
This is why
scenario.
you should clean up
A
vampire
vampire's
remains
blood
very
usually
quickly.
dusts after only a short while. But Ape was young enough that his vitae remained for longer than usual. But even so, I would have
Okay,
figured
so
the
I guess we need to
potency of the
chain these
leftover
dogs up
vitae
and
would
let
have gone by now.
Go into
Yet
remission.
it seems it was potent enough to have its effects last until today.
Poor things. They look miserable.
These creatures.
Let's get them some dog food. They'll be
I
all
have
right.
never seen anything so pathetic in my life.
Get them a silver
Well,
collar
they're
with some
certainly
silver
not
chains.
rats.
Are they
do-
not?
Well, no, they're dogs. They're clearly dogs. Greyhounds.
Don't be so sure.
Oh, greyhounds. That's what they are.
Drank the blood of the ape boy.
Those are weird looking
Sometimes Can
greyhounds.
suffer
The one on the
immediate
left
consequences for
looks
the
greyhoundish.
imbibement
The
of
other
a
one looks like a
particular vampire's vitae.
Descendant
Pains and
seal.
curses can come both mentally and physically. Look at these beasts. Abnormal, spindly legs, balding, spotty hide,
That's just how
curved
greyhounds
abnormal backs, ears like skin flaps,
Yep, that's
eyes
greyhounds.
too big for their skulls,
Yep, that's
fragile
greyhounds.
teeth, and this constant nervous
that's
shivering
greyhounds.
when not snout deep, unnaturally bent, lapping at that accursed spill. They suffer a goulash of mutations, carried from the drinking of the already
that's just-
highly volatile
just the,
and
result of the
beastly
breeding.
blood of the ape.
Sadie. These are clearly just normal greyhounds.
There is nothing normal about these goblinoids.
Greyhound owners say the same thing.
Don't be so easily deceived. They could be in-stretched rats, predatory muntjacks, or, of course, ghouled fey creatures.
We are in too deep.
Look at these great beasts. They shame themselves, no
Yes,
longer
you
suited
guys
for the
want some
courts
treats?
of the dreaming.
I can go get some
You're
treats
being
for you.
mean somehow.
Sadly, we must kill them.
No! Dad!
If we
Sir.
pour epoxy into the vitae, we could make a rudimentary glue trap.
No.
Perhaps an asbestos bomb.
God.
No.
Fine. They are rather cute from a certain angle.
Oh, Dad's about to adopt the
Devilish
dog.
little
isn't he?
creatures. Therefore, I will simply and humanely slap.
No!
We should take responsibility.
Is that not what I'm doing?
We owe these poor animals more than this.
I hate this as much as you, son-in-law, but this is mercy. It is dangerous to keep them alive. Not only to us.
No, I have you know
to
what? I have a feeling that
themselves.
might actually be their blood.
Why?
Why? Have I not elaborated enough on the why this evening? You have incensed me, son-in-law. Do not interfere.
Sir, you haven't really gotten to the why yet. Not
We've
really.
been meandering about in the how. A lot
But I
of blood
think
was
I
spilled
know
during
what
that
it
fight.
is.
You know, that might not be
about your
Ape's
children.
blood, but it could be.
It's about
Oh.
As inquisitive as ever.
Just before you do anything to these dogs, answer this. Why are you keeping diablerie and now the mechanics of ghouling a secret?
I suppose I did want to tell you.
Can we
So
get,
I will.
Can we get some collars on these dogs first?
I wish you to aid me in preventing Marcus from learning certain truths. Truths these creatures epitomize.
That's what I figured.
For the time being, at least, it must be kept sequestered. You know that ghouls can gain the powers of their dormitor. A fraction of it, but enough to make the ghoul stronger, faster, age far slower, and gain access to vampiric magics.
Bingo.
Well, in the chapter house, we will, without doubt, be dealing with an abnormal ghoul, much like these. How abnormal? I cannot say. But their dormitor and regnant, as I have learned, is one of the most powerful vampires in Norfolk. Far
Oh God, I just had a-
outstripping even Diablerist
Got
Piotr.
a really bad idea.
What?
Ben, I've been ever since Facebook, Facebook does and put up old pictures of posted. One of them was dogs. Sadly, no. And the moment Big D said abnormally long life, I got a horrible, horrible idea. You figure out
No. No.
feeding, feeding my dog's vampire blood, and
That's-
young and healthy forever.
That shouldn't be funny. Oh, fuck. It's just gonna fuck
I
me
know
up
that-
for the rest of the night.
And I know that wouldn't be a good thing. It's just, it was one of those horrible thoughts you have. It's like, oh, that's a possibility. That's something you could do
Yeah.
if this was possible. It's like, oh, that would be... I would be like a one-off... If that happened, like, I'd be a one-off villain in Buffy the Vampire Slayer who's, like, keeping a bunch of vampires in his basement and draining their venom to feed to my dogs.
Is that an episode? Or is that like
No, this is just what I'm imagining, you know?
that would make for an interesting like vampire hunter episode.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, write that down because that is a fun idea. Fucked up idea, I really
It's-
should say.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's like if the dog episode from Full Metal Alchemist was like more wholesome
Oh.
than creepy, you know?
God. That guy was a fucking asshole.
No, I know.
Why would you do that to your daughter?
I know.
We continue.
We keep going.
Well, I see where you're going with this. Marcus is brilliant in his search for optimization. The bloody steak jacket somehow worked to his credit. But do you really think he would stoop so low as to Ghoul himself? I can't see that.
Him learning of Diablerie from this experiment was a massive mistake. I could have prevented it, I recognize that. But the idea that humans can in essence diablerize vampires, preventing that knowledge from entering his highly eccentric mindset, is not too late. Marcus is willful, brash, arrogant, and stubborn. If he believes he can master vampire vitae without falling prey to its wiles, he will do it. And should he try, he will fail.
I'll be frank. If you believe these risks are that great,
No, you're not. You're kidding.
couldn't you just teach him about these dangers before he comes across them himself?
Marcus never lets dangers stop him, even at the cost of a functioning brain.
Eh.
Just like his father. Hey, stop squirming! Stop rotating!
Then why let him hunt? If this information can be stumbled upon when hunting like this, why allow Marcus to carry out interrogations and, hell, even experiments on our quarry? If you really think it's that serious, why are you ever allowing him this kind of freedom?
Good point.
It is not a matter of allowing him. He has chosen this path, as all my children who hunt have. And I am proud of him for it. In time, I shall shape Marcus into a hunter much like myself. I cannot deny that Marcus is already immensely powerful, and in sheer headstrong determination almost surpasses me. But in his pursuits, he hurts himself. Even if he is sat down and taught the risks of, say, imbibing vampire vitae, would he really listen?
I think he would. I really do. At least talking to him would be worth a try.
You might not have noticed, but he sees vampires, what they can do, their power, and yearns for such power himself. He cannot help it. I can fully relate. Almost any hunter can. But that kind of power will damn him. And why would he care if it damns him? His damnation could save thousands. He thinks he can overcome such a curse and balance the scales, but that's hubris. And Marcus has yet to comprehend the true reality of damnation.
Ooh, yeah, that kind of reminds me of...
Only once he discerns it for himself.
That kind of reminds me of how he was in Warhammer.
You're right. There's a lot of good connections between both the shows.
Can he know the cost of that path? I was hoping that, given the freedom to face them of his own accord, he would learn. But so far, he instead places blame on me for not serving theory to him, mushed up on a plate.
Okay. All right. I feel you might be underestimating Marcus.
It is your privilege to believe that.
If whatever Kevin told you is true, then Marcus is already likely to see a person that he knows as a ghoul, potentially pulling whatever tricks they've got up their sleeves when cornered.
If it is so, I hope that, in itself, is the lesson that will get through to him. Beyond that, I do not think the ghoul possesses the time, will, or forethought to use any disciplines they may have in a constructive or terribly impressive fashion. Hopefully, this subject will be irrelevant.
Why do you think that? I mean, what will happen if the ghoul does fight back proper?
When the ghoul is found out, either through being starved into admission, or maybe even busted by Occam and his soulless sorcery, they might scramble and try to fight back. If they do, we will do what we do best. Pummel them into submission before they can act.
Yeah.
They're smart enough to use their powers constructively, what then?
Then we deconstruct them.
Well, there are few
a
things
very
we can know
big
with certainty
gun.
about our ghoul. These will be our red truths, drenched in the blood of Kevin himself. Our ghoul's dormitor and regnant is the Tremere Regent of East Anglia. She's an immensely powerful blood sorcerer and is able to use a wide variety of disciplines. This also means our ghoul has a fair quantity of disciplines they could potentially have.
That is bad.
But this is something I have learned about the Regnant's favored ghouls,
Basically, could have
particularly
80 superpowers.
those that work as spies. They only have what's useful for their roles. Sharpened senses, the power to bend minds, and, for a special few, blood sorcery. But for most, nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
It is,
Nothing
I'm
at
told,
all.
considered an irrelevant investment to that most callous regent.
So in the worst case, nothing we haven't dealt with before then?
True! However, you vex me with your concern, sway me to second-guessing myself. It is possible they have been granted another tool. There are certain
loud
policies, so-called drafts, that vampiric sorcerers can create with their vitae. These
Essentially,
drafts can give another vampire or a ghoul
essentially-
limited access to more powerful magics.
he explains it. It's like a
If
potion.
only for a short time.
Oh god.
These drafts are usually limited to disciplines of strength, speed, and endurance. But, and this is the kicker, here, as far as I know, unique to Norfolk, there is at least one more of these drafts. A draft of domination. With just such a draft, a ghoul could perform even worse acts of mind chicanery.
Domination
They
being
could give
exactly what
victims
they are.
complex orders that will be carried out without question. They could even
Imagine
order them
Alucard's
to attack their
hypnosis
friends
powers.
and family.
These sound like incredible risks, should they be present during our operation.
We should be moderately wary. Yet the risk of this draft being present, I find, is not outweighed by the risk inherent to Marcus's knowledge expanding too far.
Sadi, sorry, but why are you so cavalier towards the threat of this ghoul compared to your worry over Marcus? What if the ghoul ends up a significantly larger threat than you're expecting?
My priorities are not that skewed. If it becomes relevant, I will have to give in and inform. Oh my god, I'm informing.
No, not again. Sadi.
Fine. And you will clean up the inevitable mess. Not the vomit, the ghoul stuff.
Fair.
Yet even so, I am confident. No matter how powerful their master is, they've walked into the lion's den. They could never hope to defeat 5 prepared hunters, a Celtic martial artist, and a really bigoted Belgian. They have no hope, and frankly, I believe Remold will be a bigger threat to us than any ghoul. There'll be enough suffering for this poor victim even before the grand reveal. I aim for a peaceful solution.
I just want to point out,
And yet
notice
it will
how
be a final one.
he's underestimating a ton.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I do
I am Big
genuinely
D,
hope
and
we
I
can
will
help.
provide a final solution to the vampire problem.
That is a wise choice, I will agree. But with that, sir, could we not please have the same fate go for these dogs? Look, you've just been holding them for this entire conversation and they've done nothing.
Thanks for me.
You have lured me into the glue trap of a moral conundrum, which I will utilitarianism my way out of. Prepare yourself, canine!
Wait! Okay. If you are willing to kill these animals for the sake of Marcus's continued ignorance, At least tell me. When do you think Marcus will be ready?
That is something I cannot tell you. Not yet.
In all honesty, sir, and sorry, I must be rather harsh here, you are being irrational.
How? Why,
I can't see Marcus ever going as far as you are worried he might. I see a headstrong attitude, I see recklessness, and I see a want to one-up the opposition in creative and unexpected ways. But abusing vampire blood? No. What worries me far more is the fact that this secrecy of yours is creating rifts between you two. He doesn't trust you. He knows you are keeping things from him. I mean, you should know. He complains about it constantly.
Yes, I have worried somewhat about our relationship as of late.
I think you should consider that perhaps what you're seeing here is a projection of yourself and your own failures.
Not a projection. A reflection. I see in him myself in my younger days. I see a dark future that can still be halted in its tracks. And I see that ghouldom is only the surface of an abyssal trench. One Marcus has already once stared into.
What do you mean?
What I not only are making a mistake, I'm
Modern Warfare, the
all right.
coming from Infinity Ward.
Son-in-law, let me tell you the tale.
Lore, lore, lore.
It was 1988. Marcus was 12
He
years
was born in
old.
1976.
We were parked down in Norfolk Island, off
That's
the coast
cute.
of Australia.
Norfolk Island.
Don't question it. On our exploration of the island's locale,
Big D looks
we were
exactly the
dealing
same,
with the
and
pernicious,
the other guy looks more like Duke
a
Nukem.
bitter local legend.
Interesting.
I like these beasts, but far more murderous. I shan't say much else specific, for the nature of the Fae is far beyond our current purview. Suffice to say, we were thrust into a net of intrigue and horror, with a sadistic Fae king at its center. We
The
were
original Game Boy was released in
ultimately
1989,
forced to make a choice.
so unless that's something
The
else.
details are too awful to recount here in full, but in short, the only way to halt a heinous curse on the land
Horse is smoking a
would be to
cigarette
send
and wearing
one of our
sunglasses
own
at night.
to be a
Who's
thrall
that in the
of the king
background?
and his
There's a
court.
smiley face and an eye in the background there.
Where?
Look up. Look at Horse's hat, then behind.
Where's this hat and then behind?
Smiley face,
What the
eye, right
fuck?
above the Game Boy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Hang on. Let me get. I want to make the title
Heinous
disappear
curse
real
on the
quick.
land
Yeah, you're right.
would be
I
to
see a
send one
hand
of our
too.
own
Oh yeah, there's a
to be
hand
a
reaching
thrall of
for
the
them.
king and his court.
Fuck, that's really creepy.
It's amazing because in the front of the image, you know, you can't be cooler than Horse with his Japanese hat, sunglasses at night, smoking a cigarette, and then there's just creepy thing up top.
I wonder if that's related to what
smoking
he's
fans, cool
talking
kids.
about. That's fucking unnerving.
Yeah,
That's like if you take a picture of family, you get home, you look, and there's just something wrong.
it was like that one image that was retouched to make all of the family members look like NPCs.
You ever seen the one image a family took, and in the photo, there's a falling body that was never there before?
Oh yeah, that weird blotch in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, at the stairs, I think. Oh, it was fucking... Those kinds of pictures freak me out. You just catch something otherworldly within a split of a second. Something you're not supposed to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get. That's a Game Boy, by the way. That's a fucking Game Boy.
Yeah, I already commented on the fact that the
years.
Yeah.
came out in '89 and this is '88.
What do you say?
For the next 40 years.
What? You mean... Oh. This is what happened to Marcus's brother.
Don't say his name.
Oh, that must be his brother.
Ooh. Oh dear.
That has to. Oh my fucking god.
Oh dear.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Marcus knew what was going to happen. And despite his youth, in a bid to save his dear brother, he made a horrible mistake.
What on earth are you talking about, Sir D?
In his attempts to thwart this dark bargain, he believed he could make another.
Frankenstein?
Marcus thought he was channeling a rival power in the Fey court. Instead,
He done
he
fucked
made
up.
direct contact
Yeah, yep.
with something far, far worse. A dreadful alien presence. An unfathomable evil. It is beyond description, son-in-law.
Some kind
An
of
outer force.
eldritch
Not a
horror, an
monster.
ancient one.
Not a demon. A thing.
Literal Cthulhu. Well, not literal Cthulhu based on this imagery. but,
Never
you know.
heard of this.
I know not how he did it. Perhaps through the lore and the tools I left carelessly within his reach.
Yeah, that would do it.
Perhaps through his inherent sorcerous aptitude. I know not. But for a moment, just a moment,
I wouldn't trust that kid with any more
connection was
information
made.
if he summoned a demon
and the
either.
abyss for a time
Not even a demon.
around us.
Well, yeah, one of the fundamental
The
forces of
abyss?
the
Door,
universe,
horse,
essentially.
Anton. We all moved quickly. Severed the ritual, severed the connection. But that entity, that thing, it is still out there, son-in-law. Waiting, watching, hungering.
Well, that which is not dead can eternal lie. and
Marcus's
with
potential
strange
burns
eons,
bright.
even death may die.
You know this more than anyone. He can be the best of us. The best of all of us. Yet it is that same
Dry the
promise
sieve, not
that
dry
can
you.
damn him lower than any other. Our plan to thwart the bargain failed because of that ritual. That day, I lost a son. It was not the first time. But it shall be the last. I shall not lose another. Never again! Never again!
God damn.
Sir D.
Fuck. The
Will grow. He will flourish. He will reach the heights that await him. But he must do so with my guidance. Without it, he could be lost in ways you cannot fathom. Do you understand? Without my wisdom, he is doomed. Should he part the dark too quickly, it already waits to engulf him whole. It knows him. It knows my son. Know that as far as what the supernatural is, as far as what we must face, as far as the true horrors of reality are concerned, ghouls are specks of dirt at the tip of the froth on the surface of a trench so deep it is literally impossible for us to fathom.
They are the tip of the
Ghouls and
vampire
vampires, the
iceberg.
fight against them is integral to our reckoning. It lays the very groundwork for our whole operation. Make no mistake. But there are realities out there that are simply too far beyond you. And Marcus, in his youth, no less, caught a glimpse of the million eyes that stare from the bottom of that trench, and their gaze followed, even as he looked away.
Why has he never told me this?
Because he forgot.
Forgot?
What?
How?
That I cannot say.
I understand.
So, please, even if you cannot see it,
I'm guessing that's going to be some kind of plot.
just wait a little while longer before you say too much. Just a little more.
Goodness gracious.
Please, just say, how about... Yes, yes! The release of that video game you two keep nattering about. The one you are so excited about being released after 10 years in development.
Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress 2.
Oh, Team Fortress 2. I was about to say
Team
Duke Nukem
Fortress
Forever, but it was like, yeah,
2.
Team Fortress
If
2,
it is
right.
released, I will talk to him. I swear, I will even play it with you.
Will you?
I will play
can
it,
imagine
and
him
as we
playing as
video
either the
game
Doctor
play,
or the heavy
running
weapons
about in
guy.
the virtual space, happy and sedated and content, I will tell him everything.
Okay, but wait, the official release date or the beta release?
Yes! Let us
When the
shake on
orange
it.
box comes out,
No.
What?
Counter proposal. I will not tell Marcus anything until TF2 releases, as long as the dogs are left alive.
Really now?
I will lie to Marcus about what these little buggers are, as well as why they're here.
And
playing fucking
do you
hardball, huh?
intend with them?
It
That-
is possible to
Are they going to become our
wean
team
someone
mascot?
off of being a ghoul, right?
Rosalia suffered through her life as a ghoul. We tried to save her, but I failed. I hear that after our final goodbye, she got better. But I don't know how she managed it, because I divorced her and left Poland forever. She is celebrating 108 this year, I hear.
Damn.
And
So what's the
I'm very
unnaturally
happy
long
for her.
lifespan that you guys have? Because it seems like you guys are a little bit
Yeah, that's
unnaturally
kind of a
long-lived as it
myth.
is.
That's what I wonder. How do they have such a long life? There has to be something unnatural
All
with
of them,
that.
all of them are descended from elves.
That's
Wants to live
why you can barely see his ears.
Wow.
wants to live
Good.
forever.
That's great to hear. Then we have, well, something to work with.
Is it a deal then?
Sure is.
And that
That's the
is
dog's
your
what?
number one.
Undulate.
Sure is.
What does that mean?
Undulating means, kind of like wiggling around.
That's
That's
funny.
And that is why
I
you
was
are
just
my
picturing
number
the
one
dogs.
son-in-law.
And it was probably meant for
Marcus
them to be
is.
like shaking,
And all. And boy.
kind of
And
in fear, but I'm
all the
picturing them
others.
kind of just vibing
I
out
am
to
happy
background
being
music.
number one-in-law.
Well said. And stupid alleged hounds who are clearly fey beasts, welcome to the team. Fortress 2.
Say that, and he took
Until
the
you manage
words
to
right out
unbook
of my
yourselves,
mouth.
little skim nymphs, we
You both really are the fucking same.
Huh?
After all, we're the ones providing the goods.
When the live action remake comes out, you
We're
can
the
play
ones
Big
delivering
B.
the goods.
God.
Listen, new grandchildren.
Sorry?
You will live in the attic. Any other vermin who enters this house, barring Mr. Smarples the cat, oh goodness, I do hope you all get along, you will
Ah.
chase out, eat, or forced to join your pack.
Ah.
A pack loyal to our family.
This is quickly.
Okay.
Come, let us show Marcus his new attic children.
Wait, what?
Marcus, wake up! You're a parent now! Congratulations!
I...
Dad and the dogs he didn't want.
He immediately regretted it. Regret
Just when I
instant.
think I start to understand things, I better put this stuff in bags, I guess.
Well, we came in using the pressure washer, and now we need a fucking shop vac.
God, that was so fucking good. What the fuck? That's like the best episode yet, I think. Some of the best voice work from Big D too.
Yeah, this is one of those things where I'm more and more convinced as time goes on that this is definitely their Hunter the Reckoning campaign that they just turned into an animated special, because this is the kind of shit that we got up to in the games.
Yeah.
You know? Rick Schaefer did the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines OST. We still don't have Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It's been 10 years since they announced that.
I will say, if this series keeps going on with the same level of quality it has a proper conclusion, I will happily call it one of the greatest internet series ever made.
Oh yeah.
It is on par with Red vs. Blue and some of the other top tier internet shows. And like it's I don't want to say it's in its infancy, but you know, it's slightly new.
Oh yeah.
So fucking good.
One of those shows where you... My name's Jeff. One of those shows where you...
Chris Redfield.
Yeah. Raymond Whitehead.
So many names.
Ross Butler.
Elliot Luke Grace Wilson. Ever Blue Rosen. It's not even spelled right.
Elliot
Luke
Grace Wilson sounds like 3 different people.
Slim Reaper, I like that
Everyone
name.
else.
Some guy, just some guy here.
And not it's just some random guy, just some guy.
Just some guy. Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, not Stephen Hawking, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, I did correct myself.
Grant Nichols.
Steve Stevenson's Genetic Industries
Generic
Inc.
Industries. Yeah.
Some guy, again.
Elliot Luke Grace Wilson sounds like 3 different people got together and created a Patreon.
Oh, for sure. The shape-shifting
hang on,
master
scroll back to the
of
Henrys.
darkness.
Scroll back to the Henrys. I need to see if Cavill is in this. Because you know he fucking would be.
Henry Hardman, Henry
Clark,
Henry
Henry Harmon, Henry Kamansky. Damn it, no Henry Cavill.
Jack Victor Theodore Mountain Dew
Luego Riley.
What hell of a
Punch
name.
Web Cereal. I don't
Word
wanna touch the web
reliever.
Word Weaver Morgan Colburn. Your friendly neighbor, your friendly psych nurse
Oh, the
Brad.
end of the K's is King of the Hoot Hoots.
And
then this one's just gibberish.
Unpronounceable. Yeah, unpronounceable Ure Hammer.
So many people. Oh, it's a baby. The hot soup. Lots of people. A sun-red fox.
Soon
Bless.
Bless doesn't have an avatar.
Not yet. There's definitely something at the end.
God damn it.
I thought that was the video for a second.
That would have made sense. Yeah.
The way it was.
Okay, everybody, it's me, called at Arrange here to review the Mummy book. So how it works is
Mummy Resurrection. Mummy the
you're
Resurrection.
a ghost who looks like this. Ooh, very scary. And you're very old. You're like 5 billion years old. Like this. And then you died. And then there's a new guy here. A mother man.
Guy
who
from the
goes,
end of all the videos.
Here I am. But then he also
I have to
fucking
admit, I
died.
didn't know about Mummy the Resurrection.
Are one
I would not be surprised if it
with
wasn't
a
real.
baseball cap here, and you go, hey! Now that we got that out of the way, this is my character. He's a Bane Mummy bug buddy. As you can see here, he's very broken up, and he has a bandage over his head.
Oh my fucking god, quickly censor the Twitch! Oh, it's just a guitar, never mind! I thought he was drawing a fucking dick.
Like this.
Okay. That was the end I get. Alright. I would want to do more, but that went on for way too
So
long.
that reminded me of a Luca Big Pants video. You know who Luca Big Pants is?
Vaguely-ish.
I'm going to link his channel to you in the... Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to open up the live stream commentary chat in this window, but sure. So do we have... This is another hour. We have been here for 3 hours.
I was gonna say to end it here.
Excuse me.
Since it's getting a little late. I know you get up. I know you have to get up early to open store.
Yeah.
And we're almost done too, so we can do like one big episode maybe. Actually, no. There's another 33-minute. I missed that. But yeah, I think we should end it here for now.
Yeah, I guess we should go ahead and log off for the night.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining. In 2 weeks we'll do more.
Yes. Thank you.
And
to
more
the,
we shall. That was.
Yes. Thank
that
you
was,
to the 4 people who are
definitely...
watching live but not actually chatting. But you know, you don't
we
have
appreciate
to.
that.
In fact, if you're a
They
bot,
don't-
if
yeah.
you're a bot, don't chat. That means I don't have to ban you.
I don't know why there would be 4 random bots watching our stream and just not saying anything.
Yeah, you'd think that they would say something. But yeah, you guys
no.
know where to find us. Until next time, that's been Bruva Alphabusa's Hunter the Parenting. Go check that out. I'm gonna have a link to that in the description below. It's well worth your time to go through all of it. Even the stuff that
to be fair, I assume that you guys have already watched it if you're watching this video.
If you're watching us, if you're watching us watch this and you haven't seen it, go watch this by itself before you watch me spoil a bunch of stuff potentially ahead of time using my knowledge of the franchise. If you I can only imagine that it must have been kind of infuriating for anybody who hadn't seen the series before this to see me like call out the Diablerization plotline ahead of time and then see it go exactly as poorly as I expected it. All right, so yeah, I guess that's it. Bye, everybody.
Bye, thank you again.